I do think we need some music, though.
We definitely do.
We do need some music.
We need
see
some.
what we got.
What do we got? Cafe music, or coffee shop music, or
Well, it has to be DRM free, of course.
of course. Let's see.
I can always go with just one of the local things that I've been playing over and over with the other stuff that I do.
Yeah.
See something that's not.
Something that would be. What's the word? Casual. What kind of music does
there
you
is one
have?
that's called Wall Street Monster.
How's that sound?
Well, it's a Blanca stage. But it does say Wall Street Monster.
I mean, we
Caught
could.
my attention.
Yeah, we could try it.
Yeah.
See
We
what
could
it sounds-
always do my favorite, Sexy Trunks, which has nothing to do again with what we're doing.
Yeah. You have any jazz music? Jazz music works. Any jazz music? Yeah.
Oh, speak of the Jazzy Devil.
I know. It's exactly
Come on
what
in.
we were talking
Come on in,
about.
gentlemen.
What's up, guys?
We just went live. Have a seat.
Yeah, what's
Close
up,
the door.
man?
It's oh, you know what?
Come on
Let me
in.
turn on the let me turn on the
Yeah,
TV.
Come on.
I mean the
Hey, man.
I didn't know we were doing business attire.
Hey, we're talking about money. We're talking about investments. What's up, man? Thank you.
Man, if I knew we were gonna put on suits, man, you shouldn't told me.
Hey, man.
All business attire.
Yeah. What is that?
Oh, it's a games case.
What? Y'all brought like a what is that? An EMP?
That's on the go, man. Look,
Wow. That's wild. It's just like a PSX.
damn. Yeah, pretty much.
That's pretty dope.
oh, that's legit right there.
Yeah, that's tight.
I've got a power brick behind the huge CRT on the right, and behind it there's
Behind
a
the
power
Sony
brick.
TV. He doesn't know what a
behind-
CRT is.
Behind the giant Sony, the big huge one in the corner. All right, let's get this show on the road. So
Alright.
this is the song that I was thinking about. So we're doing a little catch up here with you.
Yeah.
Sure.
We just went live. We're live. Okay.
We're live.
All right.
Okay.
All right. This is serious shit right here.
Okay.
All right. All right. No messing around.
I'm not messing around. I can't keep a straight face. I'm sorry. Look, he is just. I'm
And
sorry.
we are off to
Okay.
amazing start.
Let's try this again.
All right. No sexy time.
Fuck.
All right.
Okay.
Tecker loves.
No bullshit.
That's the first text is that.
I love it. All right, so welcome everybody. We're off to a very, very, very slow start.
Yeah.
Cameras are not rolling yet because I want to make sure that
We get everything situated.
everyone's good to go and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
right.
But yeah, so this is going to be a pilot show. This is going to be a test run. We're going to
Mhm.
see how we all gel together.
Yes.
And how it all works and how you
the
guys.
general's here.
You know what? The general,
It'll happen when it happens.
honestly, he said he has chess tonight. So I thought, okay, chess,
I think
financial
I'm a-
revolution, chess. Financial revolution, chess.
I'm allergic to his bullshit.
Yeah,
whatever
so,
he just said.
we all know that chess is far more important than
Yeah.
a pending
Like
financial
cryptocurrency.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know what? He's going to do what he's going to do, and that's fine. I'd love for him to run over
Chess,
here.
That's like old people's thing.
You know, everybody has their own thing.
I guess.
You
yeah,
know,
you're right.
maybe he's working on some kind of chess blockchain
Yeah.
project or something. Who knows?
Okay.
Either way. So let me get some jingle music here going on.
Get all
Hol-
jolly.
Yeah, holiday music works too.
We could do that, but then I gotta find it too.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna just do this guy right here, and
Yeah,
we'll get
whatever
things
works
started.
works. Wall Street Monster.
I don't even know if
We'll
it,
take it.
Ooh, they're
Yes,
nice.
we'll take it.
Right?
It'll
This
work.
is jazzy
It'll-
enough,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes. It'll work.
That's good. That's good.
all right. So then,
I'm
not gonna do loop.
the people anymore
who are you trying to talk about?
though. The Wall Street people.
It's in the background. It's just not very loud.
Yeah.
Once this ends,
Mm.
it ends, and then we'll hear him again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay.
Why do you have Wall Street people speaking in the background?
Because we are.
We are actually,
Yeah.
there are people
There are
behind
people
us here.
behind us.
We're this is a legit gig right here.
I would just
The
put.
cable.
I would just.
He's looking for the cable.
It's around the corner, so just look around. Yeah, no, the other way.
I will use this blue screen and we
See
just
that?
put like
The power brick?
NASDAQ and all that shit in the
You just-
background.
That's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah.
Oh, just unplug
Something.
unplug something that doesn't look serious.
It
No,
all
let's see.
looks
All right,
serious.
hold on one second.
All right.
hold on.
Well. Yeah. We're gonna. This pilot episode is off to a fantastic start. This is great. This is gonna be great. This is gonna be amazing.
Brought to you by God Juice.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, starting off here. Boom, 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 done, done, done. Will this even make a sound? It doesn't work with the music, does it?
No.
No, it doesn't work with the
That's
music.
all good.
All right, switching over. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to
What's up?
Troll Alt Delete.
Welcome.
Control Alt Delete. I like that.
Scroll, Alt,
I like that.
delete.
I've got my my fellow co-hosts here tonight. What do I call you by the what do people call you?
People call me or
Both of you guys,
Well,
one at a time.
My name is Brian Molina.
Brian Molina.
Brian Molina. That's my name, Brian.
Excellent.
Uh,
And why are you here? What are you doing here?
Well, I am here because there is a financial revolution happening. The internet is changing the way that we deal business. The internet is changing the way that we communicate with each other. And because of that, I guess all of us have gotten together with like-minded interest
Right.
and are basically trying to figure out where this cryptocurrency is going, where technology is going, where the internet's going, and how that is affecting us as we get older and as time goes on. What kind of impact that has in the economic markets, in local and international. Also looking on how to create income, how to create financial freedom for myself and others. Always in search of information to create some kind of wealth, more than regular wealth, but generational.
Not just
wealth.
some kind of wealth.
Yeah.
A lot of wealth.
Exactly. Something that you can pass down to your children's children.
And we're not talking BitConnect here, okay,
Yeah, we're
guys?
definitely not.
So if you don't know what that is, just don't look it up.
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Mr. Razgriz, what do I
What's up,
call
Seth?
you tonight?
That's fine. Raspberries is fine.
All right. So Razgriz, you prefer to be a little bit more anonymous in this
Yeah.
endeavor?
I don't want the government after me.
All right, and and that's another really important topic as well.
Yeah.
Something that's as Bitcoin, of course.
You might want to add that to that list up there.
I think I will. I think you know what? I'm going to add that to the list. So we're going to add IRS, and it's a serious issue, of course, that a lot of people are concerned about because as you make money, the government wants a cut. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm of the personal opinion that you need to give the government a cut because that's a system that's set up right now.
Right.
And or you could find yourself in some trouble.
That's absolutely right.
I think that just very quickly, as far as, if you're a person and you find yourself accumulating huge wealth, let's say you got in early, 2012, 2013, whatever, and now you're sitting on hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars or more of money, and you go, ooh, how do I hide this from the government? It's, it's a tough thing.
Right.
Because do you want to live in fear? Do you want to live in always looking over your shoulder? Or do you just want to do things legit and then live a happy life?
Exactly.
And
these are things to think about.
right. So, of course, we are on Twitch. And let me explain that very, very quickly here. The reason we're on Twitch is because that is my background. By the way, my name is Carl Wickman. That is my official name, as it says, along with my social security number and all that kind of stuff.
This is government name, in other words.
My government name, exactly. And I started broadcasting on Twitch about, I think, 2014 or something. I'm a huge video gamer and all that. And the great thing about Twitch, which started off as Justin.tv, this guy that strapped basically a camera on himself, and he walked around the world, and he was like, "Hey, look at me! This is what I do."
Yeah,
and
that's
that was
pretty cool.
Yeah, that was the advent of sort of when the internet became available on more of a mobile scale.
Mm-hmm.
But then Justin.tv went down because it was more of just sort of a webcam style thing, and I guess that didn't make any sense. But Twitch.tv was an offshoot, was their little sister thing that just did video game broadcasting. And I got into that and started broadcasting all sorts of video games, and I do tournaments every week now and all that. But that's not why we're here. But I love this format, and even though YouTube has now taken this format, it's a very simple one. You have live streaming, and you have a chat room. And we have, for example, a Fire's Destiny, Fodio Jam, Was Dies, and Take Your Lumps have joined us here in this chat room, and they can chat with us you guys can chat with us in real time. I'm not. Why am I saying they? And you guys can provide us feedback. You control us. We control you back, and it's a whole different type of broadcasting experience.
Very, very different. Very dynamic.
So that's why we're here, instead of doing a traditional broadcast and then editing it and making it look all good and whatever.
Right.
And another thing, this is a discussion. So we're not here pretending to be professionals.
No, we're not.
We're not here pretending to give you guys valuable information that's going to double your money in 20 hours or less. No, that's not. We're just here because we are excited about cryptocurrency. We're excited about blockchain technology. We're curious about it. We don't know barely anything. Well,
we know enough.
We know enough to at least start talking about it.
Exactly.
So.
And through that, we'll be able to pursue more knowledge. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's just jump straight into it. And again, this is going to be all over the place. We have a short list of things that we want to talk about, and feel free to chime in, chat. All of you guys chime in, of course, with any questions. So the basic thing, the first thing I want to talk about is just the basics of blockchain. What it is and what makes it so damn amazing, where it wasn't there before and now someone came up with it and it's this crazy revolution. And I think that's the biggest hurdle of blockchain technology, Bitcoin, and everything else that follows for the general public, because they don't have any idea what it is.
Yes, very, very true.
So I'm going to do a very silly analogy. I'm going to take, and again, to explain at least at what level we're going to talk about this. We're not going to talk code. We're not going to talk algorithms. We're not going to talk crazy stuff, all right?
Okay.
That's, if you want to research that kind of stuff, and we may go into it in the future. But, for example, let's say you go to McDonald's and you get a hamburger, right?
Okay.
You unwrap it, you take a bite, and you realize the full value and potential of that hamburger. It tastes great, and there's a value to it. You realize, wow, this is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And I can totally understand why McDonald's is this great company and why they make so much money. Now, let's take this in parallel to something like blockchain.
Okay.
Now, you can go as deep as you want to in analyzing why the burger is as great as it is, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just enjoying it and eating it, taking for granted what it is, just like you can technically take for granted what a Bitcoin is. Just believe and understand that it's worth what it's worth and know what you can do with it or can't.
Right.
Right?
Okay.
But without even knowing anything. You're just enjoying it, right? You're reaping the rewards.
Right.
Now, you can go a little bit deeper and you can start taking it apart. You can look at it individually. You can taste individual pieces. You can taste a hamburger bun. You can taste the all the ingredients and begin to get an understanding of what are all these components that are put together that ultimately make this.
Yeah.
That is the level that I am interested in when it comes to blockchain.
Okay.
Now, you can go much deeper. You can start analyzing the ingredients of, let's say, the bread. You can start talking about chemistry and cooking and recipes and science down to a molecular, atomic level to understand exactly what is it that this burger is. You can go as deep as you want.
Yeah.
But that's going a little too far. So we're not going to go there. Now we're talking code level.
Yeah.
So let's take it on the hamburger level, right? Now, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong.
Awesome.
My understanding of blockchain technology and what makes it valuable is, in a very simple way, you have you have blocks of data
Mm-hmm.
that are stacked on top of one another.
Okay.
And they're stacked on top of one another in a chain in such a manner that the information becomes permanent,
Okay.
indestructible. You cannot change it, right?
Yeah.
That is the very basic of blockchain technology.
Okay.
Now we can go into details of how is it that it is secured? What prevents someone or something from changing the data in a blockchain? And why is it not possible? And yada yada yada. So, but just in the basic is you have digital information that is stored or organized into blocks. That data is then stacked on top of one another. And each time you stack another block on top of the other block, the data before it becomes stronger and stronger and more difficult to edit, right?
Okay.
Until finally you have enough blocks where you literally cannot edit it. That is the value, in my opinion, of blockchain technology.
Cool.
It's data that you cannot edit, and it's a record of data. Now, when you think about it, you can do a whole bunch of things with data that you cannot change. And that's why you have digital currency, which is obviously the first experimental implementation of blockchain technology, as far as I understand.
So this is so you're saying that this cryptocurrency is one application of blockchain technology.
Correct. It is.
Okay.
It is the most, I guess, the simplest, most basic to understand application.
Great.
And of course, probably why Satoshi Nakamoto, the one person or the group of people who initially created the Bitcoin software, they probably, I think to this date, it's unsure why they did what they did, why they turned it into a coin instead of, let's say, some kind of information database.
Yeah.
Probably because they felt that, this could be something huge. And, hey, what do people want? People want money.
Of course.
So it's a great example.
So very, very basic. The fundamentals of this system.
Right.
Understood.
And think about this, though. Now, one Bitcoin right now, and of course, we're always talking about Bitcoin because it's the one word that we all know about.
It's a household name now.
Right. And we'll get to all the other cryptocurrencies and all the applications later on. But think about one Bitcoin or a fraction of a Bitcoin, right? Or any part of it, which is another difficult thing for people to understand. People go, well, I can't afford a whole Bitcoin, so I just can't buy any.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't work that way. But and I lost my track of mind.
You were talking about Bitcoin,
Bitcoin.
how people don't invest in something like Bitcoin because they believe that they have to purchase a whole coin versus purchasing parts of it, which is something that is an option.
Oh, right. But going a step further back into that,
of course.
the security of it. Now, one Bitcoin is worth currently today about 14, 15, 16. And yes, you are definitely allowed to post links here.
Yeah.
Just do not do referral links, right? Information to anything that you find interesting, by all means, go ahead and spam it. Then again, of course,
information. Pretty much.
Sure,
good.
yeah, information.
what we're
Anything
here
that's
for.
relevant.
Yeah.
And we'll be posting links as well.
Yeah.
But just think about this. One Bitcoin's worth of data is worth $14, $15, $16, $17,000. Now,
That's huge.
if that data wasn't secure, right? If you could copy that somehow, if you can manipulate that somehow, well, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Think about how amazing that is. People are talking about the death of Bitcoin and how Bitcoin's going to collapse and how it's going to get hacked and all this kind of stuff. But it has not. And I know that a lot of people are going to come to me with examples where it has been,
It's always circumstantial.
But in the big scheme of things, Bitcoin is worth $15,000, $16,000, $17,000 today. And that's saying something to the security and the success of it so far.
Right.
So, but anyway, going deeper into blockchain, even just looking at the information that we have right here. Obviously, if you guys are probably not basic new users. If you guys have any questions, by the way, that we can talk about it. Yeah, facilitate. We'd be more than happy to do so.
And if we don't know the answer, we're going to tell you, hey, we don't know. And that's completely okay. That means that your journey as far as asking those questions, just begin with us. So that means that you have to do your own research, and feel free to give us information as well. If that information is relevant, if that information is something that you think is useful, post it. You know, nobody here is absolute.
No.
You know, so yeah, Crypto Master, you are more than welcome to post links. Fogo Jam, you're more than welcome to talk about whatever you want. Everybody has the same mouth, so we're all entitled to our own opinions.
And Vasdis, I would hope that your onions are safely stored in your wallet, my friend. Because how else are you going to get the airdrops? Am I right?
Yeah.
And we do have some giveaways. They might not be entirely onion related. I actually have some ideas for next week and the week forward, doing some actual giveaways with, you know, some stuff. What up, Cut West? Good evening, good sir.
Hey, Cut West, what's going on?
I see Cut West, and all of a sudden I break.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, this is
Amazing.
this is just us, and it's, even though we're here to talk about currencies and different things, that's not what this is about.
So I know Razgriz, you're always curious about this stuff, and you've always had many questions. So now, what about some crypto terminology? Are you interested in that?
Sure. I mean, if it's something relevant, yeah. I mean, I would.
Of course. All right.
If it's
so
something basic that I need to know regarding cryptocurrency, then yeah, I'm willing to learn because I am trying to get into it.
Okay. And then
But
also,
most important, I'm trying to be a trillionaire.
Trollionaire.
That's a good one. That's a good one. All right,
that we will
take
talk
it.
about.
I'll take it.
That we will talk about.
take it.
Absolutely. So, now, please post in chat some crypto specific terminologies that you guys either know about or are curious about, and because I like to discuss them. Now, FUD is at the heart of, has become the heart of cryptocurrency. Now, what does FUD stand for? All you have to do is Google it, right? Fear, uncertainty, and some people say doubt and some people say denial, but doubt certainly makes more sense.
I think, yeah, doubt.
And that became a huge thing, and we need a little bit of background here. There's a place called Bitcoin Talk. As Bitcoin started to become developed, of course, forums on the internet are really great.
Yeah.
And bitcointalk.org, look it up right now. You know, open up a second window and just open up. If you've never been to bitcointalk.org, you need to go there. You need to start up an account. And I'll also explain why you want to have an account at bitcointalk.org as well. But that's where all of the communication and all of the discussions, sort of at the beginning of the Bitcoin era of development, and there's been a lot of development obviously since where it all happened. Now it's evolved over the years. Of course, as soon as someone had the genius idea of saying, "Hey, this Bitcoin thing is great. I'm going to copy it and make my own currency." Enter Litecoin, right? Yeah. So what happened with Litecoin? Well, I know they have their own forums and whatnot, but as Litecoin came to be, and then you had a bunch of other coins, Peercoin, Maxcoin, Doggycoin, or Dogecoin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
Oh, HODL. That's very important. Fojo Jam knows the jam. Anyway, so now you had a new group of people that said, okay, this Bitcoin is great, but I want to talk about all these other coins. So now we have the era of altcoins, ALT, which stands for, short for alternative coins. So if you go to Bitcoin Talk, you'll find the main Bitcoin Talk area. Yeah. And then you'll have other threads or other sections that are devoted towards alternative currencies, altcoins, and announcements and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay.
So
cool.
With that said, as you had a growing number of people that all had their own projects and they were trying to promote them, and they were trying to, and we are still all trying to do that.
Of course.
Whenever there's money involved and whenever you have human psychology, people will want to take advantage of those situations.
Yeah, money makes people funny.
And what better way to get in on a project that's already taken off than to enter into a discussion about said cryptocurrency and throw a little FUD around. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So what people would do, they would go in and they would literally in a trollish fashion, so Discord. They would start talking about the potential issues with coins.
Yeah.
They would start talking about how they're going to bring it down, or they would perhaps skim over the code and see if they could find something that they could say this is gonna crash. So
bad publicity is good publicity.
right.
Yeah.
So fear is huge on Bitcoin Talk.
Yes, it is.
And in cryptocurrency and in investing. Again, traditional investing is all about, I think, trying to mitigate fear.
Right.
Because when you begin to have
true.
emotions and fear, that's when you begin to make mistakes. You begin to sell and buy and do crazy things, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So fear, uncertainty, and the doubt. And that is something that, having been on Bitcoin Talk quite a bit, don't get me wrong, I'm no pro,
Yeah.
but you begin to sort of realize when someone comes in and tries to FUD things up. But it's a legit way to make money. If you successfully spread FUD,
Yeah.
you can do a lot of things and you can make a lot of money.
Yeah. That's
So
absolutely
FUD,
true.
learn it, live it,
Yeah.
and then eventually die by it.
Yeah. Yeah. Bears make money. What is it? Bears make money, bulls make money, and pigs get slaughtered.
And they're
Very nice.
We've all
Very
been,
well said, actually.
we've all been pigs at one point, haven't we?
Pretty much.
Mm.
I mean, who dares wins, you know?
Yeah.
So before we continue, Mr. Vasidis, good evening, good sir. I hope that this is something that you guys see the potential of this as well. Again, the beautiful thing about Twitch is, you guys can start your own thing and do your own thing,
Yeah.
or you can come here and patronize us. Is that even a good word?
What?
Patronize.
Patronize.
That sounds negative.
Yeah, that sounds really negative.
I mean,
Because you have patrons, and then you
Patrons.
have patronize.
yeah, patron. Yeah, I
Right?
think those are almost oxymoron.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oxymoron.
So-
Are you guys patrons or patronizers?
Yeah.
Never mind.
I will say
Yeah.
patronizers. I think that sounds...
Well, we have a dictionary here.
Well,
Bam.
dictionary.
There we go.
Yeah, so Vasidis,
We shall look it up.
Yeah.
The information is what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, we don't have all the answers. We're not pretending to have
Yeah, we
answers. We're not
don't.
going to be telling people what to do. If anything, the limited information we have, we want to share it, and then
Yes,
whatever
yes,
information
yes.
you guys have. Also,
Please.
another thing.
Yeah.
Sorry if I
No,
keep
no, no,
talking
no,
over
it's
you
okay.
guys.
No. It's okay.
I'm sure that a lot of you guys know about Discord,
Mhm.
the application.
Mhm.
We have Discord up and running, and we are more than happy to have guests on video filling the bottom left screen and talking and discussing with us. So
That'd be great.
yeah, next
That'd be
week
great.
we're gonna definitely have one guest.
That'd be
gonna
great. That'd
talk
be great.
to some good people
So we're gonna have special guests next every week, hopefully.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's some fake special guest
A
that just
bot.
pretends.
Yeah, even if it's a bot.
Yeah, we'll dress Razgriz up in a
Mhm.
suit,
And
and
have him
we'll
call.
have him stay at home
Yeah, have a
and
call.
just Discord in.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Crypto Master, an anti-FUD video.
This is it.
I like that. Please link it, my friend.
Yeah,
Please.
share it.
If you have it,
Yeah.
link it. That's what we're all about. All right, so going back at what you guys are saying, Undead Caillou has some questions. Starting a Bitcoin wallet. There are definitely a few different types. Actually running your own Bitcoin wallet is becoming less and less of a thing these days.
Is it? Why is it?
Well, number one, the Bitcoin blockchain is, correct me if I'm wrong, well over 20 gigabytes.
Not even here.
Has it hit 30 gigabytes yet?
Not even here.
Well, we can find out. What.
So it's huge.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that you shouldn't run a Bitcoin wallet.
Right.
But, also there's the issue of Bitcoin transactions,
Mm-hmm.
the block times,
Yeah.
the transaction fees,
Mhm.
which we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So, having your own Bitcoin wallet is, of course, and, please challenge me if you think I'm wrong.
Please talk to us. This is a conversation, not an authoritarian. We don't. We're not. It's not. This is a republic, not a dictatorship. I guess.
Understand my authority.
Yeah. Exactly.
Authority.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but yes, running a Bitcoin wallet is the most secure way to store your Bitcoins. Now there are ways that people have. There are instructions that people have written up, and I'm not going to go into the detail. But well, actually, I'm going to go into details. I read a piece about how to securely run a Bitcoin wallet and secure your Bitcoins without, like, if you're a total like worried that someone's going to hack into your computer and steal your shit, which is very possible these days. There are ways to download. I think you download a blockchain, and then you run the Bitcoin wallet. You create your public and private key pairs while you're offline. You then write that down as a paper wallet, right? So that your wallet has never been online with those key pairs, and then you use that paper wallet or that private public key to send whatever Bitcoins you have to it, and then that way it's somehow literally unhackable or something like this.
I see. So everything you're saying, I can definitely see why it would definitely scare someone who's a baby boomer, or it would scare someone who's older and doesn't understand what apps are. Doesn't
Heck,
understand.
it scares us.
Yeah. Wouldn't. So it's very intimidating.
Right.
And it's intimidating to us as well. So
But
it's something that,
I have a question for everyone actually.
Yeah,
now,
that'd be great.
if we go to, let's do this. Let's go to Bitcoin.
Would you be able to zoom in on the actual screen?
Sure. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's getting a little. Oh, you're right. It's a little bit small.
just gotta zoom in.
So we have Bitcoin.org, and there's a little bit of FUD and shit going on right here, because you have Bitcoin.org, right?
Yeah.
I believe this is the original like Bitcoin people, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you have different factions now of the Bitcoin organizations that are all trying to sort of pull things, and pull Bitcoin in its own, in the way that they want to pull it. And it's almost becoming like, when you had the original religion, which would be whatever back in Moses' time or whatever.
Right.
And then you have all these people that are like, well, that's all fun and games, but we don't agree with this part of this, so we're going to start our own religion. Now we're going to split off, and we're going to split off. That's kind of what's been going on with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And you have all these Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, or Bcash, as Roger Ver. So don't ever say that to his face, because apparently he doesn't like that.
Right.
But anyway, so you have Bitcoin.org, and then I think you have Bitcoin.com, right?
Yeah.
And that, I think, is a different website.
Yeah.
See that?
Look at that. That is a different website.
Isn't that really confusing?
Yeah. So there's already misinformation.
Yeah, already you go, well, which one is the real one? And you know what? I have no idea.
Wow.
Don't ask me.
Yeah. So there's so it's fresh.
I'm going to go, though, with Bitcoin.org simply because this design is foreign to me, Bitcoin.com, yet I remember going to Bitcoin.org years and years and years ago, and it looked exactly like this.
Yeah.
So take my word for it, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for the link,
Oh, yeah,
Crypto
for
Master.
sure.
We'll take a look at that.
We can actually play it right now.
Oh, go for it. I'm so in.
We're
Let's see what we got
curious
here.
to see what we're looking at here.
All right, so this is. Let's see if we have enough audio here.
Look at that. BQ Health.
Can you guys hear this?
Your question in a second, because I actually saw a couple.
Might you want to
videos.
turn it up a little bit?
I can hear it. It's about at 35, but it's.
Yeah, can you guys hear it?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so Governor Men confirms Bitcoin.com is a lame fork. Is Bitcoin.com, is that which fork is that? Is that Bitcoin Cash or what? All right, Crypto Wars, Episode 1, Deep Onion. So by the way, so this is of course a Deep Onion promo.
Yeah.
And we're very we're gonna. You know what? You guys know more about Deep Onion than I do. All I can say is I got in on Deep Onion, and I'm a little bit addicted right now. I run all the deep tasks in the forums, and I collect my points, and I'm looking forward to the payout on Sunday. So when it comes to shilling coins, Deep Onion, I'm shilling it even harder than Trollcoin right now.
Cool.
And don't get scared away by Trollcoin.
Yeah.
So
they're it's all legitimate. It's all it's almost looking like just different stocks.
But I am interested to hear more about this Onion.
So it was a period of
Cryptocurrency,
crypto
though.
war. Deep Onion airdrops have deployed from their hidden Rebel Alliance
I
bases,
saw this.
and their Tor network won their first victories against the evil Fudder Empire.
Daft Fudder?
During the battle, OBDev, Deep
Obi-
Onion, Yodel, Leak Skywalker, and the vast members of the managed to defeat the Daft Fudder and his minions, including their star, an unmourned noob without enough power to understand a free airdrop. Even though pursued by Daft Fudder and his sinister agents, promising Deep Onion races onwards, and his only hope to save the people is, and I couldn't read the rest. Congratulations.
Something Galaxy.
Yeah.
Is there more?
I
It's a
think
3-minute
so.
video. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, here it is.
By the way, Crypto Master, I'm sending you some trolls. We'll talk about that later. It's not an insult.
Hats to you.
$1
Thank you.
free for you for sharing this video. 'Cause it's
We
awesome.
appreciate that.
Oh my god! Of course, it's a Deep Onion logo. Oh my god! How did I not see that coming?
That's amazing.
But I am curious to know more about this Onion cryptocurrency, though.
You just gotta.
You are
feel
just
it.
trying to get on our viewers'
No.
good side here.
No, not at all.
That is so cool.
Tor integrated cryptocurrency with deep sea send technology. The force is strong with this one, and you can join deeponion.org. If you're registered at Bitcoin Talk before or after July 23rd, you're a member rank, you can become involved in free airdrops as well. So this is just an example.
Okay.
This is an example.
So that has been updated, by the way, as far as the free airdrops. And that, you know what, this is a good segue because I wanted to talk about Bitcoin Talk and the value of Bitcoin Talk and whatnot. So
Thank you for
yeah,
giving
thank you for
us
sharing that.
Yeah, for sharing that. We appreciate it.
you now have to have a Bitcoin Talk account signed up at the latest. What is it? November 1 or December 1 or something like that? Yeah, Crypto Master knows it. It's old rules. But either way, what a lot of projects started doing with Bitcoin Talk is this is something that December 1. Okay, perfect.
I think I might have signed up for one.
You probably did.
I probably did.
Yeah,
don't
I
remember.
told you to.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, because you did share the link on Facebook. I remember that. And I think
Correct.
I might have.
I've been
signed up, yeah.
sharing shit all over the place. But going back to Bitcoin Talk, right? So
Yeah.
you guys know all about Bitcoin Talk, but for those of you guys that still don't know what it is or are curious, now, as with any forum, if you are a forum dweller, per se, you know the value of the hierarchy of the forum dwellers. The longer you've been, and this is an amazing fact that I still cannot fathom. No matter who you are, how intelligent you are, how evil or good or whatever your intentions are in life, the longer you have been a member in a forum and the more you have posted, the higher the rank you get. And the more important, the more legitimate,
Yeah.
and the more just everything you become in the eyes of everyone else. So take for example, right? I'm a legendary user on Bitcoin Talk, and I laugh at that because I'm just like, I'm legendary, right? And just because I have had the account for a few years and I've posted, on
Yeah.
things and stuff, you know. Now, the beauty of this, and especially with Deep Onion and a lot of different cryptocurrencies, when they start their project, is they go, okay, well, we're gonna take the hierarchy of BitcoinTalk.org because it is the premier cryptocurrency forum still,
Yeah.
and we're gonna give more privileges to those that are of the higher rank. And I totally understand that because generally speaking, the longer you've been a part of Bitcoin Talk, the more seasoned you are.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a higher rank because you've been active and whatnot. I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it's not without flaws.
Of course.
Now, to the Deep Onion organization's credit, and to my dismay, when I signed up for Deep Onion only about 3 weeks ago, I learned that they used to give special airdrop privileges where the higher the rank you had on Bitcoin Talk, the more Deep Onions you would get each week. That stopped at week 15. We're at week 21, going on week 22 now, I believe.
Okay.
Now instead, the airdrops, basically free coins that are given to anyone that follow the criteria and rules of the airdrop signups, will be given deep onions based upon how many they already have in their wallet. Which, you know, some people are going to be happy about, some people are not going to be happy about. But it incentivizes purchasing more deep onions, holding more, because then you ultimately get more.
Yeah.
And then the beauty. But, okay, you know what? Fuck it. I'm talking about deep onion right now, okay? Guys. So most of you guys watching right now, you know all about deep onion. If you do not know about deep onion, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to keep it very short. It is an alternative currency. It's an altcoin. It's a cryptocurrency. It connects on the Tor network, which is the deep onion web, right?
Okay.
It doesn't do so in an evil, nasty way, as the general public believes the dark web and the Tor network is.
It's just a currency.
It just uses the onion network or the dark web to maintain connections between wallets. It doesn't do anything on there. It doesn't take a side road and go, hey, let's check out that Coke dealer or whatever. Not at all. Okay, so forget about that part. That's a whole other discussion. But what the benefit of that is that it is a lot more difficult to trace and keep track of the deep onion currency.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have, you know, an IP address. You know, an amazing friend of mine, we call him the root user, aka BitoBytes on Twitter. He's been a huge help to everything that I do here on Twitch and with cryptocurrency and all the stuff that I do. He hates cryptocurrency and Bitcoin in particular because he feels that it's still such a security risk. Because when you run a Bitcoin wallet, you are putting your IP address out on public display.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of Bitcoin wallets out there, so you're going to be one of many.
Right.
But technically, you are a target when you run a cryptocurrency wallet.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, most of your information's already out there.
But you're also a target for hacking. So
Yeah.
if you have
That's
have an insecure system, right?
Yeah,
Let's say
that's
you're
also
running,
true.
I don't know, Windows XP or Windows 95.
I love Windows XP, by
right?
the way. Yeah.
Let's say you manage to put Windows 95. I'm joking now, by the way.
Of course, don't put Windows 95.
Right, and you manage somehow to get your Bitcoin wallet to run on Windows 95. Again,
cool.
let's not talk about that, okay?
Yeah, don't.
But you were to do
Or
that,
Vista.
or Vista, yeah, or
Don't touch
Millennium
Vista.
Edition,
Yeah.
all the good stuff, right? You know, then you're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
And yes, obviously, Undead Caillou, you are a genius. Using a VPN obviously helps with that because you're putting a buffer between your IP address and the internet.
So it's almost like a proxy.
Right.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
I will link this later. If you guys don't know about this guy, his name is Not So Fast on Twitter. You can look him up. NOTSOFAST.
Not so fast.
On Twitter. He's written an amazing article on, I want to say it's either Steemit or Medium or one of those places, and you can find it if you just browse through his Twitter feed, where he talks about how to basically stay secure using and investing in crypto. And there's a lot of stuff you need to be aware of. So we'll link that next week and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Undead Caillou, it's fine. I raw dog it all the time on the internet. I don't know, VPN, you know, whatever.
Wow.
He's a VPN for losers.
So
yeah,
you're saying,
seriously.
So what were some of the things that you were saying that we should
For next week?
Yeah, for next week.
Get Not So Fast's
Twitter account.
Article.
Yeah, security article
Security
for
article.
next week, for sure.
Article.
Okay, perfect.
Article. Cool. So not so fast article.
Right, that's for next week.
Great.
And then, so now continuing on with the Deep Onion thing. So obviously, Deep Onion, it is an anonymous-esque cryptocurrency, and building upon Bitcoin, it is also it has much faster block times.
So it's much faster block times.
Right. What are the block times, guys? I think it's someone did the average. It's one block every 43 seconds or something like that, because it's now we're going deep into this onion. We're peeling the layers.
Is just an example.
Proof of
the
stake.
layers.
We're doing proof of stake and proof of work, right? Which are two separate algorithms for creating blocks within the blockchain.
Okay.
But because there are two separate algorithms simultaneously existing, the block times are are not just set in stone. So because I think it's like 1 minute blocks or 2 minute blocks for one or something like that. Either way. But yeah, so
I don't even know how to spell algorithms.
Done.
perfect.
Take it or leave it. It's
Yeah.
there.
Algorithm.
Yeah, algorithms. There's an M in there
Rhythm
somewhere.
of the night.
Yeah,
There's an M somewhere.
there's an M in there somewhere. But I mean, whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, so Deep Onion, awesome, great. But let's go back to what we were talking about as far as
Bitcoin.
we're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about something else.
Yeah, so I guess we
FUD.
we can go back to just some terminology. We had some people ask about that.
Oh yeah.
So let's go ahead and just review chat just to see what people were asking. So we apologize for you guys, but we were just doing.
I think we might be a little quiet.
Yeah.
I just saw that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's better.
So we were just doing a little bit of orientation here, and just getting to know you guys and just seeing who you guys are. Talk to us. Spread out the information so that we can talk to others and others can talk to us as well. So we're gonna scroll through different things. We're gonna scroll through the chat just to see what people were talking about, what the questions that they had. So bear with us.
Government, is that? I know my voice is probably pretty good, but I think my my co-hosts are not as loud. Let me see if I can boost this up here a little bit.
Yeah, let's see if you guys can hear us.
Keep speaking, Mr. Molina.
Yeah. Okay, so Crypto Master said that I made an anti-FUD video
There we go.
to try and help stop the fear of uncertainty and denial regarding deep onion
Right,
crypto.
that's the one that we.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
was
video
the
we
video
saw
that we
just
just
now.
saw.
Ooh, that's better. I
Yeah,
can hear much better now.
Oh, okay.
okay,
Right?
great. Governor Man says, Beanie Guy, when are you gonna when are we collabing on Bitcoin? See, this is an awesome forum so you can talk to people.
Yeah.
So Governor Man, email me. Let's see. Bitcoin.com is a lame fork. .org is the real deal.
Correct.
Okay, so thank you for that information. So
Right.
that's something that we didn't know, and now that we know, so maybe someone else will either confirm with you or someone else will call you on it.
BQ Heath, you asked when will Trollcoin? Oh, Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Bitcoin. I was like, what are you talking about? Bitcoin already hit 15K.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Trollcoin
wait a few
will
years on that.
Actually, 2000. Look for it sooner than you think.
Ooh, no, wait. You know what? That's a really important point. Now,
yeah, that's a very important
now that's
point.
that's a joke.
Of
all right?
course.
Trollcoin will never hit in our lifetime $15,000 each. That's literally impossible. And the reason for that is, and this is a huge thing, if you're getting into cryptocurrency and you're going to, for example, coinmarketcap.com, right?
Okay, so CoinMarket.
Coinmarketcap.com. When anyone asks me about
Cap.
cryptocurrencies and they say, hey, where do I start? I go, you know what? If you want to see cryptocurrencies and see how to, sort of compare them and look at them, this is what you want to look at.
Could you zoom in so we can
For sure.
see? Thank you.
So coinmarketcap.com is pretty much today the authority of
Cool. Thank you.
of all of the legitimate cryptocurrencies that exist today, and they have some really, really interesting data. And the reason I say, for example, why Trollcoin is never going to be $15,000, which is not, is because the circulating supply is so large that it would not make sense to even think of such a thing, right? So, for example, take Bitcoin. The circulating supply is 16,700,000 and change, right? It'll never go above 21 million.
Okay, so you're
right?
looking that. Okay.
Now, obviously, with any collectible asset, the less you have of something,
The more it's worth.
the more it's worth when you're looking at the complete market cap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when we're looking at cryptocurrencies and we're determining their value, you don't want to just look at the price of each coin. That can be very deceiving
Yeah.
because Bitcoin only has 16.7 million circulating, which is probably less because a lot of them have been burnt. But
Yeah.
take for example IOTA, right?
Okay,
IOTA
so
has
you're saying IOTA is number 4.
IOTA is
Okay.
number 4. That has a 2.7 billion circulating supply.
Yeah, so it's drastically higher. So you could say-
XRP, Ripple, 38 billion. Now, you're looking at these at the per coin prices, right? They're 25 cents right now, which is a good price for Ripple. It went down and it went back up again. We'll talk about that later. IOTA is at 5.16. Now, for someone to say, hey, well, IOTA is gonna catch up to Bitcoin and it'll hit 15K at some point. If IOTA were to ever hit 15K a coin, it would be astronomical, right?
Right. So you're talking.
So you just basically look at, for example, Bitcoin has a $269 billion market cap. IOTA has a 14 billion. If IOTA were to match at some point Bitcoin's market cap of 269 billion, the price wouldn't be 16,000 per each. It would be much lower.
Yeah,
it's basic math.
Right.
So
it's similar to Berkshire Hathaway stock, where because there's only a certain amount of stock, it doesn't lower in value. Or
right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So Vasdis, thank you for sharing the information. Okay, so check this out. Deep Onion can handle the maximum transaction rate of 62.5 transactions per second.
Cool.
I saw this. By the way, a great place to, if you want to learn about Deep Onion, all you do is you go to deeponion.org.
Deep.
Type it out for our viewers.
Onion.
Send out that link.
.org.
Right.
If you guys can read my writing, let me know.
Deeponion.org, and of course, the best thing to do after that, after you go to deeponion.org, is go to the community, which is a forum.
Thank you, Crypto Master. Please,
right?
If possible, can Crypto Master share his Twitter account so I can follow him? I'll definitely will follow him on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
So I just keep up to date with the Deep
Crypto
Onion.
Master. I believe your Twitter account is actually Crypto Master with the 0 instead of an O for crypto. Am I correct?
If he could just type it out on the chat, I'll go ahead and follow him right now.
Let me know when you're starting your own stream. I would love for it to say Tales of the Crypto Master. Anyways,
so basically going in what Vasdis said, with Deep Onion can handle 62.5 transactions per second, whereas Bitcoin can only do
62,
what was it?
What was it? 62 point what?
62.5 transactions per second.
Okay.
Now, and this actually takes us to another issue with cryptocurrencies is how many transactions can they handle per second.
Oh, okay.
Bitcoin can only process, 3 to 4 transactions per second is what Vas wrote, which is you take the block time and how many transactions can you squeeze into each block.
Okay.
Right? And with Bitcoin, that's 3 to 4 transactions per second. Think about that. 3 to 4 transactions per second is not a lot, which is why currently today you have a huge backlog of Bitcoin transactions. As a result, if you want your transaction to go through faster, you have to pay a higher fee. The days of no fee Bitcoin transfers.
It's gone.
Actually, a chat. Can I actually send Bitcoin with a 0 fee? Will it even go through at all, or will it eventually just be canceled? Right? Because, for example, Litecoin. Litecoin doesn't have a fee, does it? They're free, right? It may have a small fee. I don't know. But I know that when I transfer cryptocurrencies, I transfer Litecoin. Why? Because let's say if you're transferring between exchanges or you're transferring between for trading purposes, Litecoin is great because it has a trading pair practically everywhere. Like any major cryptocurrency exchange, and that's another thing we need to talk about exchanges. Root user, we're not worthy. Speaking of God right here, the root user is the man who I believe keeps me safe and why I'm still alive.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
We all have our guardian angels.
Absolutely. But we'll talk about that. So Fojo Jam, so you're basically saying there has to be a small fee. But it can take what? It can take days, it can take weeks sometimes? Because I've heard stories of that.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, root user is a creator of Trollcoin Bot. Awesome guy. We can actually have him on Discord here if you want.
Oh God. But yeah, by the way, a lot of the people that are in chat know each other already. So if you guys don't know, if you guys are new to the chat,
right? Yeah. So we have because of my I hear a noise.
Hello.
Good evening, good sir. We have the one and only root user joining us via Discord. We're doing great, man.
What is that?
Nice.
So we're going through
He's in your head
basically
right now, so.
a list of different things that we're trying to talk about and try to figure out in our heads. And actually, it's great to have you here because you're perhaps the most intelligent dude in the room here.
Yeah. Talk to us. Smartest man in the room.
We've gone through FUD. We haven't talked about FOMO yet.
No.
Yeah, we haven't.
Another huge topic, whether people know it or not, right? FOMO, which means fear of missing out. And this is something that works everywhere. I mean, this is something that pertains to a lot of parts of our lives, where whenever we feel the fear of missing out. But it's really relevant today, and with cryptocurrencies and with the general population, right? Because that makes sense to talk about the general population, because I don't think we're part of the general population anymore.
Yeah, no.
We're this freak offshoot of people that have been like, hey, you know what? This crypto stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Let's take advantage of it. Yeah. But so the fear of missing out, of course, it applies to us in every level of life. It applies to us when we make decisions about cryptocurrency. For example, I had a lot of FOMO with Deep Onion because I bought in at 80 cents and I bought some.
Okay.
And then I saw the price going up and FOMO kicked in and I bought some more and I bought some more and I bought some more and I bought some more, right? And then thank God I stopped buying because the price kept going up and I'm like, this is crazy. Then, of course, we had a correction the last week or so. We had a good correction, I think, yesterday and today. And the problem with FOMO in general when you're dealing with cryptocurrencies is when you're feeling emotions and you're feeling FOMO, generally speaking, you're going to make mistakes because you're going to buy stuff that you probably shouldn't have bought. You perhaps shouldn't have, you probably sold when you shouldn't have sold because, the fear of missing out on the gains. Hi. L-I-N. Lin. The word of the day is Lin. L-I-N. Anyway, so FOMO is obviously, it's a self-explanatory word. Whenever you feel fear that you're going to miss out on something that's happening, whether it's, cryptocurrency stuff, no matter what it is, try to resist it.
I mean, or when you even see your friends on Instagram posting something that they're somewhere, your fear of missing out. That's a basic.
Absolutely. And most of that shit is fake.
Exactly.
Right.
They're like this, taking pictures of themselves, just drinking something or being somewhere.
I'm at the beach, in Monaco.
That's FOMO.
Skiing.
That's FOMO all day.
and then you're always that one person that always puts that acronym. What is it? THF, or thanks for the invite. In sarcasm. So I mean, it's basic instinct. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about basic human psychology, the basic needs, and this is one form of this is a type of investment vehicle.
I'm curious to know the link that Governor Man posted, the blockchain info.
Oh yeah,
unconfirmed transactions.
Oh yeah. So this is what we were talking about with the problem with Bitcoin versus, say, a cryptocurrency like Deep Onion, where you have a lot more.
Okay.
And it's still running. Oh man.
Yeah. So right now, something went wrong.
Refresh.
Yeah. So check this out. So right now, the Bitcoin blockchain has 185,000 unconfirmed transactions. Okay, fuck it, whatever. That's fine. Apologies, I didn't mean to say that. Bleep. And the problem with that is because people are using the blockchain like mad, because that's the whole point. Let me see if we can get this going. So these are all the transactions that are happening as we speak. Why did it stop? Oh man, that sucks. I was really enjoying the
There's a map.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, so look at that. Those are actually the transactions.
And it's still going up. Oh
yeah,
my god.
that are being. Are these the transactions that are being entered into the blockchain? I think.
It seems like that, because it says transactions per second 11.94.
Right.
That's pretty fast.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So they keep going up, and then of course
every 11 seconds.
When a block is solved, the unconfirmed transactions will dip down by how many transactions per block? Like, was it like 2,000 or whatever, how many? And that's approximately every 10 minutes. So you get that block.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that is a huge concern over Bitcoin. It doesn't mean that it's going to go down. What I, in my infinite wisdom, what I see possibly happening, and the reason nothing's happening right now is because miners, people who mine Bitcoin right now, they're controlling the network, right? So they basically control what happens with Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
They have no incentive to say, hey, you know what? We really need to do something about these transaction fees. We really need to do something about this block time and all of these unconfirmed transactions. And that's why you've had all these issues with people saying, hey, no, we need a bigger block size. Instead of 1 megabyte block size per 10 minutes, meaning adding 1 megabyte to the blockchain, which is now over 20, almost, is it 30 gigabytes by now?
I don't know. Let's see if someone in chat can.
Yeah. What is the? Hey, what up, Duck fan?
Yeah, man.
We love you too, baby.
Let us know.
But yeah, so the blockchain is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's getting filled up, and there was an attempt at government. I don't know. I need to read up on Lightning and SegWit. If you guys have any links, I would love to. I need to do research on that. So
that's another thing we could talk about next week.
Correct. Lightning and SegWit.
Yeah, here we go. We're gonna write this down.
Now, those are two of the solutions that people have proposed for Bitcoin, right? Adding new features to the Bitcoin blockchain to solve the problems of today. So the problem of today is very basic. There are too many transactions and not enough are going through, right?
Okay.
The problem with the easy way to fix that is to say, okay, well, instead of 1 megabytes every 10 minutes, we're going to add 8 or 10 or 12 megabytes per block to the network, allowing more transactions to flow at any given time. The problem with that, and the reason miners don't want that, is because that puts a load on their bandwidth. And a lot of the miners are, well, at least were in China.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
the total blockchain size of Bitcoin currently is 152.93 gigabytes.
Are you serious?
152
Yes. I can link you.
I can't believe I thought it was still 27 or 30.
You said 152.93 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
That's pretty high.
That is insanity.
All right, and that's for Bitcoin.
So that's another. Actually, Undead Kaya was asking about this. About I want to run my own Bitcoin.
Right? I think so.
The blockchain.
The blockchain.
Yeah.
152.
A record of every single transaction that has ever taken place on the Bitcoin network or on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
This is a lot of data.
That is a lot of data.
Now, if you want to run a full Bitcoin wallet, you have to have that on your computer.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
that's a lot of data and a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That,
So that's 1/10 of it. No.
Question is it worth mining Bitcoin till this day?
For the average person, no.
Okay, for the average person.
No. I mean, okay. Look, see, here's the thing. People ask that question all the time. Is it worth mining coin X, coin Y, coin Z? It is always worth mining if the value of the coin that you mined at point A goes up in price at point B, right?
So you're talking about justification if the means.
People who mine at a loss, and a lot of people are mining at a loss right now, most likely, whether it's Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency, depending on what hardware they have, whatever investments they have, they can still make a huge profit in the future if the value of said coin goes up 10x, 100x, God forbid, 1,000x, and you know what I'm saying?
Just mine at the data center at your job. Oh my God. Yeah, sorry.
Which a lot, you know what? Which a lot of people. Speaking of,
they do that actually. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
And not just people, but companies, entire.
I heard companies do that for. That's what a lot of companies use. Have viruses for.
Correct.
They mine people, regular individuals.
Because it's profitable. Because let's say. Who was it that did that for their users? Some popular.
It was like Showtime or HBO or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was one of them.
That is some bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean that just goes to show you that a lot of these companies, they're doing this already. They've been doing this to create income off of us already.
Right.
It's wild. It's wild.
So whenever you wonder like, hey, why is my computer like running so hot, and why is the CPU usage so hard? I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Chances are you have a Bitcoin or a cryptocurrency miner.
Someone's mining.
Right, and they're basically
Burger
taking your
King.
hashing power. They're stealing your electricity, and they're using that.
Yeah,
so yeah,
man.
that's a real thing that happens
man.
every day.
McDonald's is coming after you.
Yeah.
All
ESEA, a Counter-Strike service, had one in their matchmaking client. So people who were wanting to play Counter-Strike, they downloaded the matchmaking client.
Yeah.
And the great thing about whoever did that is they're like, hey, these people have pretty powerful computers because they're playing fucking Counter-Strike.
Yeah,
so you're going to have a bunch of gamers with, that are maxing out their gaming rig as much as they can.
Yeah.
And a lot of them probably leave their computer on when they're not using it.
Mhm.
So boom, free hash power right there. It's
Yeah.
genius,
Yeah.
Wow.
but it's also illegal. And because you're stealing someone's processing power, potentially wearing out the computer
There we go.
prematurely.
There it is.
Oh, look, you got a link. Let's
yeah,
look
we got
at
a
that.
link.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's awesome. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So,
Oh, the UFC stream.
oh yeah,
That was what it was. Okay.
Oh.
that was funny.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah. You know what? And it makes sense because,
Yeah.
some guy that was developing their their website, the back end
Yeah.
was probably like, hey, this is not something that
Okay.
that the UFC was doing for their own profit. This is probably some guy that was just like, hey, I'm just going to sneak this in here,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It happens all the
Yeah,
time.
it's genius.
So I mean,
Oh, wow.
regardless of whether we know or not, there's cryptocurrency running. The cryptocurrency is on the I guess under the surface of everything that we already
Who
do.
knows? They might be using Carl's rigs to mine right now.
Probably. I was wondering why this place was so hot, but I don't mind because it's nice and warm in here.
Yeah, wow.
So
But-
it's worth noting
Oh yeah.
that if you're someone that uses AdBlock, there are filters that you can block malware domains, and I would recommend making sure
Ooh.
those are enabled and updated.
All
Let's
right.
do-
Yeah.
let's do that right
if
now.
you're someone that-
Yeah. Let's.
If you're someone that does not support AdBlock, you can also install it, turn off all the filters, but the malware domain blockers, and then you're basically still supporting websites while blocking malware-based domains.
Yeah.
A lot of the malware-based domains are going to block scripts. JavaScript-based crypto miners are very popular now,
Cool.
and they're actually in a lot of download websites.
Mhm.
So make sure you guys are aware of that.
Okay.
Do your research.
All right, tutorial time with root user. So I have AdBlock running right here on the screen that everyone's looking at. So walk me through what I need to do. I have the AdBlock icon right here. I have.
So block this ad.
Do I go
block
to
this ad on
options?
page options, remove Chrome.
So you would either need to use uBlock Origin, which is a separate extension.
Okay.
I believe AdBlock Plus also has those filters available.
Okay.
But just the AdBlock extension won't have those filter rules.
Okay, so I'm looking at the extension right now, and you're saying I need to add an extension?
Correct.
Okay. And
I prefer uBlock Origin. I find that it's the most efficient.
all right, let me add that right now. And,
Is that so? This is compatible with Chrome. Is it also compatible with
Firefox?
Firefox? Yeah.
Yes.
And you said what was it called? Or Black Origin.
uBlock Origin.
uBlock Origin.
It's the letter U and then block Origin.
Cool.
Oh, okay. Here.
See, now
let's
this is information that everybody's. This is what they want.
All right, let me go to the Chrome extensions. That's going to be at the Chrome Web Store, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it called?
uBlock Origin.
Origin. Yeah. Governor Man has it.
Okay. So uBlock Origin.
It is. Add to Chrome.
There it is.
Boom. Add to Chrome. We'll do that. So everyone will follow along if you don't have this. So we're going to add this extension. It can read and change all of your data on the website you visit and change your privacy-related settings. No big deal. It's fine. All right.
Do it.
So checking and waiting for it to
Neo,
be done.
we're in.
Boom. All right, perfect. So let's go back here and look at.
Look at that. That looks kind of cool.
All right, excellent. Now, root question.
Yep.
uBlock Origin. It's running here on my system right now. Do I just leave AdBlock on there? Do I run both in unison?
It won't necessarily mess anything up, but I wouldn't recommend running multiple.
So just hide. So just remove AdBlock.
Remove from Chrome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
Cool.
All right. Boom. Sorry. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. We're sorry that we had to go, but whatever. All right. So walk us through now what we need to do to protect ourselves, as you noted. So what websites? Here we go. Let's go to options here. Ooh. Okay. So I'm at the uBlock origin options, right?
Yes.
Where do I go from there? We've got a bunch of tabs.
So you want to be in the third-party filters tab.
Got it. Okay.
And this is going to be where all the community filters are. Essentially, uBlock Origin is a community effort. So anyone that finds a new threat can submit it. Then everyone goes, okay, yep, that's a valid threat. And then it gets added to the list and it'll automatically update.
That's
so really,
cool.
you can go through.
That's cool.
And based on just reading it, it'll tell you exactly what it's going to block. You can also click them, and it'll kind of give you a small list of things. And if you're not good at reading filters, that's okay. You know, it's not super important.
Oh yeah, I totally understand all this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally.
It's like looking at the Matrix.
But no, okay, so that's really cool actually. So this is just a crowdsourced, this is a crowdsourced list of basically websites that have shit on it that you don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
That is genius.
Cool.
Why didn't I think of this?
This is very helpful.
And a lot of times, websites that are using malicious content, the actual script for that malicious content is being hosted on a server somewhere.
Right.
And all of the websites are using that exact same server. So then all you would have to do is block that server specifically, and then you can still use that website.
Oh,
that's genius.
that's cool.
uBlock Origin.
So now I'm looking at this list of stuff here, right?
Yeah.
Sweden, for example, fanboy Sweden, right? it's not checked. A lot of these like regions
Right.
and languages. Why are all of these things unchecked?
So if you're someone that's in a country that isn't America, you know, who lives in those countries,
I don't know.
then these may be things that you would want to turn on. So if you're someone that visits French websites often, then a lot of the filters may not actually work for you because they're designed typically for like websites that are either universal, where they're international. So like stuff like Facebook.com might redirect to like Facebook.ru or something. I don't actually know that happens. Just an example.
I see. Now,
And
why,
you know, those filters may work.
why wouldn't I want to just enable all of these?
Sounds like you kind of
You could.
Yeah,
It
you
wouldn't
could.
necessarily slow down anything. So there's really no threat to turning it on, except that when it has to update the list, it is going to update everything you have checked. So that may be a caveat.
Okay. I understand. So basically, the default list that I have right here most likely is probably pretty good, right?
Correct. And then, you know, if you're someone that's super paranoid, or maybe you're someone that's more security conscious, you may uncheck or check more things.
Got it. And then you can just click on stuff. For example, ad block warning removal list, whatever that is.
Right. And then once you're done checking or unchecking, at the top you can click Update Now. That'll actually force a refresh.
Interesting. Okay, nice. So I'll do that right now, and it basically downloads all of the scripts or all of the filters, and boom, cool. All right, well there you go. Ding dong, baby.
Yeah. So for those chiming in, what we're doing is we're just adding uBlock Origin. So.
Yeah, and Root is helping us stay safe out there on the interwebs, so that
nobody
when we
makes money off our money.
for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Root.
As far as the uppercase lowercase thing, I don't know. That's a good question. It'd just be for D Marty, though. You know?
Says Governor Mayer says make sure you allow unblock origin in incognito mode.
Say that again.
Make sure you allow uBlock origin in incognito mode.
Ooh. Okay. How do you do that?
If you right-click on uBlock Origin icon and you click Manage Chrome Extensions, you can check the option in there.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yes, allow incognito.
Allow an incognito essay. I like that. That's perfect. All right, cool. Thank you, guys. You guys are
Fantastic.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
So, moving on to, we've got, oh, look at that. It's only 179,000 unconfirmed transactions. Good job, Bitcoin.
Yeah, it looks like they know we're watching them.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we better hurry up.
Yeah, we better do something.
So moving on our list of things to talk about, shill and shilling, right?
Shilling.
Perfect example of shilling would be myself being a troll coin shill and a deep onion shill, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have nothing bad to say about each one, and I'm just like, hey, you need to buy this. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to buy. Oh wait, let's give you guys some video here.
Oh, okay.
I'm being semi-serious.
Of course.
But no. So a shill, as defined by Google, because Google is God, and Google is love and life, is an accomplice of a hawker, gambler, or swindler who acts as an enthusiastic customer to entice or encourage others.
Well, there you go.
So I'm joking about the whole troll coin deep onion thing, but it's kind of like the word trolling has become something
synonymous
other than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Back in the days, trolling derived obviously from a fishing technique.
Yeah.
Where you troll bait and stuff, behind the boat in order to attract and catch fish, right? Obviously, the original internet trolling was where basically you try to lure someone into being fooled by your shenanigans or whatever for the purpose of generally to embarrass them or to get a laugh or whatnot.
Yeah, anonymity. Yeah.
Right. But now, in my experience, trolling is just word that people throw around as just a generally horrific and negative thing. And instead of calling someone a flamer or even a racist or even a just an evil black hat hacker or whatever, this word trolling is just used for everything, especially with evil stuff like dark web, unholy shenanigans and stuff like that. So anyway, shilling, I think, has taken on a little bit of that as well. And you tell me if I'm wrong, because the term shilling is very specific, but whenever someone is excited about a cryptocurrency and they go into a forum and they talk about how great it is, everyone is automatically just called a shill. Yeah. Right? Shill, and people even make jokes about it. If you follow a cryptocurrency news and talk and all the big boys on Twitter, everyone jokes around about shilling. Yeah. And they use it as a means of, let's say they want to talk about a cryptocurrency, but they preempt and they say, oh yeah, this is the list of coins I'm shilling right now. But they really aren't, because what they're technically saying is what I'm trying to sell you guys is a fraud and a fake. Right? So
what's up, Chaos?
So shilling is really an overused word, and I don't like it at all. It just sounds nasty. But I totally understand how people just have created an industry of the term shill. Anyway, I lost my focus.
We got a list of a grocery list for you guys. So
right. So Cryptomaster says you should be biased towards a good coin. And do you need more paper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If we have more paper. Yeah, let's see if we can get more paper.
That's a good point. Can you just flip it over?
We're out of paper.
That's a good point. Oh shit.
I mean, it's all good. We don't need paper, but
yeah, I don't have any paper here. I'll get some paper for later.
Yeah. No worries.
Just type smaller.
Need a whiteboard. We need.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right.
And
I'll just keep flipping it.
This is a place of technology, not a place of
trees.
Of trees. Yeah,
anything
exactly.
biodegradable.
Hey, Elf, how are you doing? Welcome.
Hello, Elf.
So shilling is a huge word in the cryptocurrency ecosphere. You will be called a shill if you are overly enthusiastic about a coin, and don't take it personally, because people at this point don't even know the true meaning of the word shill, and they're not actually calling you a shill, unless you are, of course, promoting BitConnect, OneCoin, which I think, thank God, has been eradicated, hasn't it? Please tell me that that OneCoin has been taken out. By the way, there are some very specific scams out there. Huge scams.
Cool. Just like anything.
What's it called? Paycoin.
Mm-hmm.
Was a huge, amazing scam where this guy don't remind me of his name. I don't want to know. This guy basically said and promised that Paycoin is going to be worth $20.
Really?
Yeah. He set the value of the coin
by just
right?
speaking it.
But just saying that I guarantee you that the value, and then he tried to market it as something that you could purchase. That it would hook into Amazon, and he actually made claims that Amazon was more or less a partner, which is not true.
Yeah,
it was just sort of more of a third-party piggyback, which then Amazon shut down. I think either by just telling them you need to stop it, or I don't know if they didn't. Yeah, and but no, that was a huge scam, and of course a lot of people they were buying into it.
Yeah.
So they actually bought Paycoins probably for $20 or so because hey, market prices.
Yeah.
And then of course what happened? Price tanked because he even if he tried, how can you control the price of a freely tradable asset such as cryptocurrency, which is why cryptocurrencies are so great, is that you can do whatever the hell you want with them. No one can tell you what to do with them. Unlike fiat currencies.
Interesting.
Buy Ether. Ether is one of those coins that has been up and down as far as in people's minds. I find it really interesting to hear about what the current consensus is on any given coin at any given time, and you see that. And I don't know if this is a coordinated effort or not. It might be. But oftentimes you'll see stories about how Ether is just, there's everything is wrong with it. The blockchain is congested. All we got today are CryptoKitties. Just. By the way, look up CryptoKitties. It's great.
All right.
CryptoKitties for next week.
CryptoKitties.
Yeah. Apparently, some dude sold one of his CryptoKitties for $60,000, which is
okay.
Whatever. But anyway, yeah. So. Governor man, you need to when nobody's looking, hang like a Bitcoin logo over that Cash is King thing, But
that's funny.
What up, Big Bruce? Total newbie when it comes to crypto. Hey, so are we?
Yeah.
What are our thoughts on Bitcoin?
It's something that's gonna be happening.
It's a lame coin.
Near you, man.
That's a good question. Okay, that is a huge question. What is the future of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think it's going to be one of the things where, as you guys know, the basics of Bitcoin, the general idea of sending Bitcoin from one person to another to pay for goods and services, that's not. Bitcoin at this point is becoming a backbone of the financial market that that Bitcoin is a part of, right?
Okay.
So, as Root User has said, too volatile, right?
Yeah.
And which is also why I believe Steam dropped support for Bitcoin payments.
Really?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's way too expensive in transaction fees, and it doesn't make any sense because, like Root said, it is so volatile, and all businesses want to do is they want to convert it to cash.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of actually doing Bitcoin transactions is becoming less and less of a
liquidity.
viable. Yeah.
Yeah, liquidity.
So the website I sent you that you guys were looking at that had the blockchain size and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Total value is 3.8 million USD in transaction fees that are.
That's a lot of money.
Right, which is exactly
money.
why Bitcoin as it is right now has not changed for the better of everyone, right? In a perfect world, you have segregated witness, you have the Lightning Network, you have all these technologies that will make transactions flow faster and smoother, and also lowering transaction fees to allow people to send smaller amounts of Bitcoin without.
I see. So it's like similar to going to an ATM machine, taking out cash, and getting charged.
Getting charged with that fee. There's no point in doing it because unless you're really desperate. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So Root, what was the amount again?
Yeah, what was the total?
3.8 million.
And that is per for how long of
Total,
a?
I think he said.
No.
That was every pending transaction. That was the total fees for those.
Wow.
So you're saying that every pending transaction,
That's a lot
basically,
of money.
there's 179. Oh yeah, total fees. Right, correct. Oh yeah. This is
There it
genius.
is.
So
Look at that.
check this out. So the total fees
Can you highlight that?
that are attached to these 179,000 transactions totals 256 Bitcoin, and you multiply that by 15K, and you get the amount of money that miners are going to make off of just those transactions. And that is not taking into account the 25 Bitcoins that are created with each block that is awarded to the miner who solves it. In this case, are mining pools that then share that. So not only are they getting the 256 Bitcoins from those 179,000 transactions, they're also getting, which should be, I mean, again, here, you know what? It's not about should be.
It's about what is.
It's what is. It's none of my business to tell miners that, hey, you guys should be okay with less transaction fees.
Yeah.
Right? They're doing it because they can, because it's a system that's set up.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is going to happen at some point, the Bitcoin network is somehow going to be faced with an issue where the miners have no choice but to make a change in order.
Yeah, there's always
Right?
regulation in something.
Right.
So, that is the future of Bitcoin, unfortunately, or any currency. It needs to be regulated. There need to be rules established.
Which is, and here, by the way, this is my opinion,
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
This is my opinion of cryptocurrencies as it relates to Bitcoin, and my opinion as to why, whenever someone says, hey, why can't you just use Bitcoin? Why do you have to have all these other cryptocurrencies? Why do you support, Deep Onion? Why do you support Litecoin? Why do you do this and that?
Trollcoin.
Why do you support Trollcoin?
Trollcoin.
Why are you running Trollcoin bot here on Twitch? It's because the ecosystem of cryptocurrencies as a whole makes Bitcoin so much stronger.
Yeah.
If we didn't have alternative cryptocurrencies right now and all we had was Bitcoin, imagine how that changes. Just take if you're into cryptocurrencies right now, if you use it, if you trade it, if you invest it, imagine eradicating all alternative currencies right now today. All you have left is Bitcoin.
And that's it.
At this price. Do you realize how limited
your
world would become as it relates to cryptocurrency?
Yeah, it's like the cryptocurrency is like a stock,
right?
A stock ticker. Yeah,
and because all you would be able to do is use
one. Yeah.
Well, no. I mean, all you would be able to do is transact between U.S. dollars, and that, as we know, has a lot of legal implications.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is go back and forth between U.S. dollars, and I mean, if I were to right now on stream, correct me if I'm wrong, if I were to give Mr. Molina $1,000 in cash right now, and he were to give me, send me into my Bitcoin wallet or whatever deposit account I have, the equivalence of that $1,000, we did that right there, that would be illegal.
Yeah.
And that would be punishable by a whole host of things. Why?
Yeah,
because
Uncle Sam wants his money. He wants his
because
cut.
neither one of us are registered with FinCEN as a money service business, MSB, which, you have to pay a shit ton of money in application fees and regulation and God knows what.
Yeah, Uncle Sam always wants to collect.
So for all of those people that call themselves Bitcoin maximalists and all that and say, you know what, screw you guys, we don't need you. No. You really do.
It's part of the ecosystem.
Right. Yeah. Root, if Bitcoin is deemed not worth mining, well, as long as two people have a wallet running and mining, then I don't think the blockchain will ever die. However,
I think that's the point that he's trying to get across.
Right. That's the whole thing.
So, how slow does the blockchain become, though, if no one's mining, is the real question. Because if it's slow to a point where it takes years for a transaction to go through, isn't that considered dead?
Correct. And that's how a lot of early alternative currencies, including the first version of Trollcoin, I might add, basically fell. So let's say you have right now Bitcoin has a huge hash rate behind it. I mean, we're talking electrical consumption rivaling many countries, right?
Yeah.
I read some article that was talking specifics, but you can just Google how much electricity does Bitcoin use versus blah blah blah, and I'm sure you'll find some stories. But what happened during the last few months when we had all of these Bitcoin forks, Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, and all these, you had a lot of discord within the Bitcoin mining communities where companies would switch over to mine the other fork of Bitcoin, right? And I think at one point Bitcoin transactions, the block time, I think it doubled maybe to 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes or something like that. And that was a real problem because it made everything slower. So transactions backed up even longer, and people who were actually trying to use the Bitcoin network now got stuck waiting hours and hours and days, which sometimes, right now people are doing already.
Yeah. Interesting.
But because this is all a decentralized system and it's sort of a free market thing, as something begins to fail, it forces the people that are running it to make changes or just abandon it.
Like Napster.
Yeah, like well, you mean once Metallica came over?
Yeah, once Metallica messed everything up.
Jackasses.
Yeah, Metallica shut it down, and then suddenly 50 million other websites came out and said, "We're still going to stream your stuff."
So taking a cue from Vasdis, who of course is a huge Deep Onion supporter, Deep Onion and a lot of other cryptocurrencies said, you know what? There's something better out there than proof of work. So proof of work is where you solve complex mathematical equations, and the person who has the most hashing power and with a bit of luck finds the solution to this problem is then awarded the block, the right to that Bitcoin block, right? That's what everyone is literally doing. They're just throwing a bunch of computing power at these super complex calculations to find the solution or the answer or whatever the hell it is, right? And but that has a problem because depending on how now we're talking about block times, now we're talking about difficulty readjustment. I believe Bitcoin has a difficulty readjustment of, I think, is it 10 blocks? I should know this. I apologize. I don't know this.
No, it's all
but
good.
Let me explain quickly what difficulty adjustment is. So as you're mining Bitcoin, it sends out these mathematical puzzles for people to solve. The difficulty is changed depending on how much more power is going into the network, right?
Oh, like a Sudoku.
Is that how that works?
Well, Sudoku is just basically
it's a puzzle of none but numbers, and you just gotta figure them out.
Yeah, you just gotta figure it out based on what goes where.
Yeah.
So take that analogy. The difficulty in mining, the number, it's a number, right? In the Bitcoin blockchain.
Yeah.
Think of it as a Sudoku puzzle. Yeah. If one person is trying to solve the Sudoku puzzle, it's the standard size.
Yeah.
If 100 million people are trying to solve that same little puzzle, it's going to take them, if you think of people as a computer, it'll take those million people 1/1,000,000th of a second to solve the whole puzzle because everyone's working on it at the
same
right?
time. Right.
So then the difficulty has to be increased. So now you have to have 1,000,000 Sudoku puzzles that
link together and in different arrangements.
Exactly.
I see what you mean.
So it's not a perfect analogy, but it kind of works.
Yeah, it kind of works. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Now, the thing with Bitcoin is that difficulty, the way it's calculated, it doesn't change after each block has been found and solved. It changes after, let's say, 10 blocks.
Okay.
So let's say right now, the difficulty just changed for Bitcoin at the block that's currently happening right now.
Yeah.
Let's say something crazy happens and everyone that's mining, or half of everyone that's mining, just stop mining for some reason. They switch to another coin, something happens,
who
knows?
Anything. There's infinite variables.
North Korea goes ballistic and finally does something crazy, right? Yeah. So what happens is
Kim Jong-un coin.
knock on wood.
Yeah, right.
So that's wood.
Is it really wood?
Yeah,
okay,
it's
cool.
fiber.
I feel it.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
it.
fiber.
I feel
You're
it.
good. You're good.
Yeah, he's not gonna do it. I can guarantee you that.
At that point, Bitcoin, instead of taking 10 minutes to solve, it will take approximately 20 minutes because half the amount of people that were solving the Sudoku puzzle that was huge left.
Yeah.
So now the other people are left solving that full puzzle, which is going to take a longer time.
So you're saying the miners will rearrange their resources, and by mining I mean the mental power to solve a puzzle or to solve.
Well, no. I'm saying that it's going to take longer for less people to. Okay, which means that it's going to take longer for each block to move forward.
Yes.
Now, let's say another 50% leave.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's more time.
Which it'll go from 20 minutes to 40 minutes.
Yes.
Let's say 99.9% of people leave. It's going to go from 40 minutes to 400 days.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have one dude
trying to solve
on his TI-82, right?
Trying
to solve a puzzle that was intended for, an industrial complex worth of mining power.
Right. It's when high school teacher trying to solve rocket science, NASA's.
Exactly.
Something on NASA. Yeah.
So that is how a blockchain can die. It doesn't die. It's just frozen.
Yeah.
Because no one's doing anything to
nobody's
move
working on it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's like saying the
That's
workforce.
A great analogy.
They're just like a workforce, basically.
That's a great analogy.
I like to keep things simple. So you guys watching may be bored about this, but not everyone is. So now what a lot of other alternative currencies has done, they said we don't like this, and now we can go into mining pools. We can go into ASICs, different mining units, and the fairness and all this. I'm not going to go into that. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
We'll do like a mining week segment.
Yeah. Like Shark Week, like on what is not sci-fi on
Shark Week.
National Geographic.
Oh,
Shark Week.
Animal Planet.
We'll do Mine Week. Yeah.
Mine Week.
We got another link from Governor Man. Bitcoin
nice.
On difficulty.
Wisdom.
Yeah, there you go. Those are the Sudoku difficulties.
Yeah.
So anyway, what, for example, taking Deep Onion as an example.
Yeah.
There's something called. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think. Was it? What was the original staking coin? Was that Peer Coin? Anyway, so there's another way of solving. Actually, you know what? There's another way of pushing blocks. Instead of solving crazy mathematical algorithms and calculations, there's something called proof of stake. And essentially, what it is, it's a lottery, right?
Oh.
So, and it some people don't like it because it creates perhaps less of an opportunity and more of a sort of rich pigs versus.
So it sounds like people get grandfathered into this.
Correct.
Yeah.
So what the basic understanding of proof of stake, and it's evolved, of course, over the generations, is that you instead of solving anything, you're not using electricity. You're not using it's the green it's the green choice for a lot of people, which is good and bad.
Just randomized lottery ticket.
Yeah, you basically take everyone's coins that are in people's wallets that are currently online and eligible for staking, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of different parameters that each different coin has. But let's say there is a total of 1 million coins on the network of Deep Onion. It's probably more than that, but right? Each round, which is one block.
Yes.
Each round, everyone basically puts in whatever coins they have into the lottery.
Yeah.
Right? The more coins you have, the more lottery tickets you have.
Yes.
And at the end of that round, technically one wallet is chosen to be the designated solver of the block, and they get to process those transactions, and it moves on. Right?
Okay. So you're saying that it's almost like it's random.
It's
random, and it's a bit of luck for the individual.
It is random. It is luck.
Okay.
But it's also based upon how many lottery tickets you have, aka how many coins you have in your wallet. So people who have a lot of coins can dominate the network, and basically if you have a small, let's say you have a small group of people who have 75% of all coins, they can then dictate what happens to that currency.
Yeah, so that sounds almost exactly like a corporate takeover,
which is not necessarily a good or a bad thing.
Yeah.
But the great thing is when you have proof of stake and proof of work, which is what Deep Onion has.
So
you can both mine it and you can stake it. That is really good because now you have more options, and it allows people who don't have coins but have the availability of, hashing miners or whatever. ASICs or
interesting.
Right.
That's very cool.
And I think eventually Deep Onion is going to go all proof of stake. And at that point, it just depends on how many people have a majority of staking power. Who are these people and what do they want to do? And at that point, it becomes, in my opinion, you guys, this is my opinion.
This is an opinion. Don't pick.
It becomes almost like a marketing or a public relations thing where it's like, well, this is what we want to do with this coin.
Yeah.
And this is the power that we have, and hopefully you guys like it, and you will want to, to buy into this.
With it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, if Dr. Evil creates Dr. Evil coin, and he makes sure he has 90% of all coins in circulation
at all times. Yeah.
But who's going to invest in that?
Exactly.
Right.
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil. He's all in at that point. Mini me. Right. But
what do you think is the best service for a coin to stay alive? For instance, Trollcoin has Trollcoin Bot.
Right.
Doge has a lot of websites that support Dogecoin with like tipping and such.
Right.
There are a few cryptocurrencies that are looking at developing games that are specifically for their coin.
Right.
Like the crypto kitties you were talking about.
Right, it's huge in Ethereum.
Out of all the things that are available on our wonderful internet, what do you think is the best service to provide to prevent your coin from self-destructing?
Wow. Okay. Now we can go very basic and go, okay, what are the things that most coins add as quickly as possible?
Yeah.
The first one that I always see, and this used to be back in the case, would be gambling services. Right, you would just have straight up lotteries where people could deposit their coins into a little website and they would run different games. That's, I think,
crazy. So letting loose Bitcoin in Vegas.
Well, which is you don't even need to because if you look up Bitcoin gambling, there is no shortage of Bitcoin gambling on the internet.
Yeah, gambling is a huge thing everywhere.
And that's an issue, obviously, depending on what state you live in, what country you live in, and
rules
all that,
and regulations and all that jazz.
But Root, the question that you presented is a huge question because it also goes back to the
self-destruct,
the underlying technology, which is the blockchain technology. You don't even need to. I mean, cryptocurrencies, blockchain currencies, is just one application of blockchain technology.
Exactly. That's exactly what we
started
about.
Tonight's
that's what we started
broadcast with
one of its applications.
Yeah, the basic understanding that blockchain technology is stacking blocks of data, of information, one on top of another or one next to another in a sequence, creating a permanent record of data that cannot be tampered with, right? And that's where the value comes in. That's why you can have a currency, because that is digital, because you have a permanent record of those whenever a coin was created, and then an entire transaction from the origination of the coin up until where it is right now, how it's been split, and where it's been.
It's like your Facebook page. You can't get rid of it.
You can't exactly. Yeah, you go ahead and click that delete button.
When the world explodes and aliens try to check out Facebook, they're gonna see that.
They'll know everything about
the U.S. government has a deal with Facebook, and they have to keep profiles for 2 years after deletion.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
The
gnarly.
more you know.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, so I
By
need
the
to
way,
delete
for those of
everything
you
now.
that they're just joining us, the magical voice in our head was root user speaking.
The one and only.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the first thing, and this was something that I struggled with when I first started getting into cryptocurrencies, is whenever I used to talk about whether it was Bitcoin or anything, or Trollcoin or whatever, or is people would all say, well, what can you do with it?
Yeah.
Bitcoin, what can you do with it, right? And it was always very negative.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like, oh, Bitcoin, what can you do with it? It was always like, well, what can you do with it?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
That sounds like very
I'm sure
jockish.
anyone who's had conversations with people that know about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies, when you've tried to explain with even a little bit of enthusiasm, they usually
It's like this intangible thing that you can change over with money, and you can do.
it's like digital money and stuff, man.
Yeah.
It's digital money.
But
Basically, you implant it into your brain.
I mean, even now, celebrities that aren't into Bitcoin, some of their major frustrations is that they're used for dark web stuff. You know, like, oh, it's areas of the internet that I've never seen light before. It's bad. Yeah. And you're like, it's not all bad.
Yeah.
right, and that's
Yeah, Subway. I've seen Subway starting to use Bitcoin.
really.
Yeah. I had a picture somewhere of a Subway that said that they accepted Bitcoin, but I mean,
That is crazy.
Yeah, but
imagine that. That'll be $5.85 and $20 for the transaction fee.
yeah. But back to what we were saying. What were some of the other applications that you see for the blockchain technology? I think that's what people want to hear.
And that's what a lot of startups are doing. And I'm not even going to go into tokens. I'm not a big fan of Ether tokens and Neo tokens. I'm not saying that they're bad.
Yeah.
It's just something maybe one day I'll learn about it and figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of startups, that's what a lot of companies are doing now, is they'll create a cryptocurrency and a coin, but they will create, like, I think Denta coin is, I don't know how successful it is or not, but Denta coin is a coin that's trying to, I think the idea is to have to create a blockchain for the dental industry. For basically record keeping that is
so
immutable.
You can use it you can use it as data to record data. So you could see it's being used in the medical field, for example. That's amazing.
And then also, a friend of mine was talking about the idea of, let's take the the realty industry, right?
Okay.
You could ruin a lot of people's lives and livelihoods by basically converting everything that is done when it comes to property on the blockchain. So instead of, and that's a beautiful thing about blockchain, is that it creates a trustless system where you do not need to trust someone to provide you with information.
So it's almost
you just look it up because it's right there and you know it's legit.
So it almost sounds like blockchaining can be used to something similar to escrow.
Exactly. So check this out.
There you go.
You have let's say an escrow blockchain, or even just a blockchain that deals with everything that has to do with the housing market or property. So let's say you buy a property.
Yeah.
That sale, that transfer is recorded into the blockchain.
Yeah.
Right? And it's now the property. It says that you own it, yada, yada, blah. You go and you build a house.
Yeah.
All of that information that is required for you to all the permits and yada, yada, blah, and all of the everything that went into building the house goes into the blockchain record. And now the property deed, the sale, the building of the house and everything is now in the blockchain.
Yeah, so a third party.
You live there for 5 years, right?
Okay, yeah.
You sell the house to someone else. All of that goes through the blockchain.
Yeah.
And the person who is buying that house, right? And let's say your house nearly burns down.
Okay. So
that also gets entered into the blockchain.
Yeah.
Right?
So everything's recorded.
Everything's recorded. Now, someone goes to buy that house. they don't have to hire a bunch of people and pay a bunch of money to look into, okay, is the foundation good? What were the materials used?
Gotcha.
You know, did they?
So then now, again, it sounds like another application for blockchaining is show me the Carfax.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
exactly.
much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you don't have to trust Carfax
Yeah.
anymore because you can look up. Well, I mean, again, if someone does this,
Yeah.
and if it works out, you would be able to look up your car's history
Right.
or the future car that you're going to buy
Of course.
on a blockchain record,
Mhm.
and you can trust that it is legit.
Right. Right.
Now,
right.
the question is, how can you trust that that blockchain was created in good faith and hasn't been, you know,
Tampered with.
yeah,
or
I don't know.
anything.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it's just that's the rules of investment. You
Yeah,
have
but
to-
that's
you
the
gotta-
gamble, though.
Yeah, that is
Well,
what it
no,
is.
no,
That's
I mean,
what's
that's
called
just-
FUD.
But that's not what we're talking about, though.
But no, but
yeah.
I mean, I guess the blockchain would have to be created
Mhm.
in a way where everyone was allowed to participate equally, so that you didn't have one entity controlling
Yeah.
that blockchain and the
Mhm.
information within it.
Right. Right. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So blockchain technology is going to be implemented into the infrastructure that we currently have within our systems.
And let's take root moving forward with implementations for blockchain technology. CryptoKitties.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
It's basically-
CryptoKitties.
It's basically, what is it? What's that
Okay,
game?
so-
Nintendogs?
Yeah. I've seen
That is a good way to describe that, actually, is Nintendo. So, have you ever gone to a website and it allows you to generate something randomly? Like maybe it randomly stylizes text or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
Well,
HTML or
all
something like
random number generators have a seed, right? And the seed determines in what order or sequence the memory gets loaded, and that basically determines what the random shit that gets put out will be.
that. Okay.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
way that they're doing it is, since Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies in general, their addresses are always different. They're always unique, which
Yeah.
then can be used. You can feed it into a generation machine of some sort, and then you get a unique.
So you get a
CryptoKitty
pure
every time.
randomly.
So
Oh,
when
dude.
people pay 60,000 USD for a cat, literally no one will ever have that cat ever. That's why
Gotcha. Oh,
each
wow.
one is specifically so rare. But no one thinks of crypto like that. If you own one coin, it's super rare.
Yeah. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It is
right,
super
because
rare.
it is the only coin of that coin.
and there's
that
no
ever
other
exists.
coin that that will ever exist.
It's
Right.
like if you say, "Oh, well, I own one block." That's pretty neat.
Right, that is that one block, and no one else can
So
ever
it's just
take that
a
away from you.
floating Metatron
Right.
cube.
Yeah.
Now, most people don't actually own a whole coin. They own fractions of a whole bunch of coins that add up to a
Right.
coin. But
Yeah, right.
Well. No, let's. I mean, okay. So,
That's
no.
funny.
You can't buy a fraction of a coin, please. You have to buy the whole coin. Right?
buy Ethereum.
No,
He said buy
you know,
Ethereum.
You'd
That's funny.
be surprised how many people, how many tweets I've seen where people literally say, "I couldn't buy a whole Bitcoin, so I went with Litecoin."
Okay.
And that goes to
And,
show
and that's
you.
the reasoning for why
Yeah,
they
that
went
goes to
with
show you-
not because
Yeah.
because Litecoin was a better investment for them,
Yeah.
simply because I couldn't afford a whole
Because
coin.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
And I mean, I
Right.
think
Well,
it's
no,
better
no,
than buying.
it's just
a fraction of a
ignorance.
coin.
That's what it is.
Well,
it's more
but
It's
ignorance.
like
it means
if someone
nothing.
says, "Hey, our tax is flat. We have a flat tax of $1, right?
Yeah.
Are you going to go buy $1 worth of something, or are you going to go buy $10,000 worth of something and then pay $1
yeah.
for the tax?"
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
True.
So
Right.
it sounds like there's just a lot of misinformation. A lot of people that don't have information.
Okay, here's a question.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah.
right back.
Yeah,
If you were offered at least partial of a Bitcoin, we take that over, like, let's say over 10 full Litecoins. I mean, which will you go with? I mean,
I think if people were offered something for free, they're definitely going to take whatever they think holds the most value.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean so. Like, let's say a tenth of a Bitcoin is $1, even though it's
Okay.
totally not.
Okay.
And then we'll say a tenth of a Litecoin is like $4, right? Inherently, you would think, oh, well, Litecoin has more value.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that's trying to invest in Bitcoin and you think Bitcoin is going to become more popular,
Mhm.
then to you, Bitcoin holds more value, and you're more likely to take the Bitcoin over the Litecoin.
Yeah.
So it's really just personal preference, I guess, and where people think the future is going to go.
Okay.
That is true.
Okay. This is very eye-opening.
But yeah, it's just I know a lot of people are like, honestly, they'd rather just buy like a lot of Litecoins than to buy a partial Bitcoin, even though, it's valued more, but they feel like, I guess they're taking a gamble on Litecoin, thinking it might go up someday in the future, which will pay off in this case.
Lisa Leo 1, hello. Question. I do have a question. So we were looking at the Bitcoin hash rate, right?
Right.
What would be the Bitcoin hash rate on something like Trollcoin?
You can look up hash rates, I think, for Trollcoin. I don't know what website we would use.
Very good question.
Yeah. So as far
maybe Carl could have some.
Yeah.
The hashtag rate on Trollcoin.
We were looking at the hash. We were asking.
Asking root user.
Yeah, root user about the hash rate.
It might be on the Explorer.
Hash rate of Trollcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. This
hash rate is 1.042 gigahashes per second.
Yeah, so that's as far as Trollcoin is a great example of a coin that would not survive on just proof of work, because Trollcoin uses script technology, which is basically the same algorithm as Litecoin, and there are so many ASIC miners today that you can, with a small investment, literally control the Trollcoin mining network.
Crazy. Okay.
Now, just like Deep Onion, Trollcoin also has proof of stake.
Proof of stake. Okay.
Which accounts for 50% of all coins, or of all blocks mined.
Yeah.
Now, because of that, people can mine Trollcoin and earn rewards and basically sell them on exchange, and they can also stake their balance if they want to.
Cool.
Same thing as Deep Onion.
That's amazing.
So
that's amazing.
Just an FYI, I like my onions grilled.
Yeah, speaking of deep onions, you know what? I think next week, I don't have a lot of onions. I mean, I got a few bags at home, but I don't have a lot of deep onions myself. But I think for next week, because I know the deep onion community. We're going to talk about what they're doing actually before. Sure. I know it's 9:28, and we're probably not going to do this much longer. Yeah. But it's an amazing community, an amazing idea behind it. Aside from the coin that it is.
Okay.
But yeah, so the Trollcoin blockchain explorer shows 1.7 gigahashes per second.
Cool. And
it fluctuates wildly.
Cool.
Which is
awesome.
Which is not good.
Okay.
You want it to be steady, but because it doesn't have a lot of miners backing it. But
yeah. So how would we get miners to back anything?
It's a combination.
I mean, it kind of goes back to my question. I think.
Okay.
You need to have some type of service where your coin seems useful to somebody. Right now, for Bitcoin, its main service is you can trade it for a shit ton of money, right? US.
Yeah.
Correct. And people are into that. Now. That's also an inherent problem for people that actually have a brain, which is you have to find someone that wants to pay that much for Bitcoin.
Oh, supply and demand.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know. I think Trollcoin will stay alive for a while, mainly because I think Carl and myself, I'm not trying to brag, but I think we're fairly competent when it comes to, I guess, listening to the community and figuring out what they want, as well as talking to people that can help us get the coin where it needs to be in order to stay alive.
Right.
People like Not So Fast are very helpful. Probably one of the only crypto people on Twitter that I don't have a problem with.
He's a really cool guy.
Nice.
Big Bruce, to answer, Trollcoin was created by Spencer Levens, and he took a bunch of awesome technologies from other coins, such as Blackcoin, and which the POS portion. And I'm not sure what else. I'm not the coder guy behind it, but so he created this coin for us in a pinch because the original Trollcoin 1.5 basically it collapsed because it was a really bullshit copy of like Max Coin or some shit like that. So as far as owning the technology behind it, no, it's pretty much open source. But it's a coin like many others. And the value that I personally have it, what Root was pointing at, is the use case that we are building behind it. It's a niche community coin.
Yeah.
That much I'm going to say. And it will grow and it will live and it will die based upon those parameters and what we do. Now, as far as Deep Onion, let's talk about that actually. Let's segue into that because talking about what Root was saying about the desire to like the use case for a coin.
Mm-hmm.
What is the use case for Deep Onion? And that is actually really awesome because
Actually, that's a great question.
So aside from also having a value, the key features, which is very, very simple, I'm just going to read it here. So Deep Vault is, again, I don't know if this exists on another blockchain or not, but it's basically a way where you can, it's almost like a notary service.
That's cool.
Where you can,
that's pretty awesome, actually.
Where you can notarize documents and/or can you do? Well, you know what? Can you do any? CryptoMaster, you know this.
You're saying Deep Onion is fast becoming an intelligent hub for ideas and creative people.
So Deep Vault is basically a way to maintain the integrity of a file, right? I'm reading it straight from here.
Yeah.
So basically, you can take a legal document and
have it notarized
and have it. Yeah, you basically run it through the Deep Vault, and then anyone who wants to see if that document is the one that you're claiming it to be can look at the Deep Vault and make sure that it is the document that you indeed claim that it is.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
So again, that is a very specific blockchain technology put into use for something useful.
Yeah, that's actually pretty awesome. So it's an authentication system.
I have a question, Vasdis. How is that file stored? It's not actually it's obviously not stored on the blockchain, is it? Like on the blockchain you just have the actual hash for the file, correct? I mean, again, I don't know the intricacies of that.
The hash. He's saying the hash. Vass is saying the hash.
The hash. Okay, that makes sense. Because obviously, if people start adding, that would make no sense. Never mind. Duh. So that's a huge use case for Deep Onion. Aside from the fact that it is an anonymous centric coin running on the Tor network, which I'm pretty sure Root likes, because Root is a security guy.
I'm a Onion Network contributor.
Cool.
Very nice. And Deep Point. Oh yeah, so Deep Points and Vote Central. So Deep Points is actually what has been allowing me to earn. It's pretty cool actually. So I first got into Deep Onion. I went to deeponion.org/community. I went to the forums, and I signed up for the airdrop. I bought 100 Deep Onions from Cryptopia, which is the main exchange that you can buy Deep Onions at.
Cool.
So I bought 100 coins, put those in the wallet because that's the minimum you needed. I signed up with my Bitcoin Talk account, which was valid. I made sure that I had posted at least five posts in Bitcoin Talk for that week, and then I started engaging in the deeponion.org community, the forum, and that's basically how you earn Deep Points, through that forum. Each time you do something,
so it's almost like a Costco membership.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. But instead of spending money, you're contributing to the forum.
Right.
And
that's cool.
You can post stories, you can respond to different threads and whatnot, and you'll earn very small points each time you do so. Obviously, they are very bullish on making sure that spammers get taken out, so they will delete anything.
Bots.
Yeah, if you're a bot, if you post random bullshit, it'll just be taken down.
Right.
And you'll be penalized for it as well.
Oh, okay.
But here is the beauty of the marketing genius of Deep Onion.
Okay.
And the Deep Point system is that they have a section there called Jesus Christ, man, I'm on it every damn day. How do I forget? Where is it? Oh, I'm not logged in. But either way, it's a section called I guess you have to be logged in to see it. But it's basically a section where you go and you get tasks.
Domination tasks.
Domination tasks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vastus.
So I can't see it now because because I'm not logged in.
Yeah. Can you explain domination tasks a little bit?
So it's extremely simple, right? Domination tasks are a part of the forum that when you post proof that you've completed the task, it gives you more D points.
So it's basically a trophy reward system
Yeah.
like Xbox Live
Exactly.
or PSN.
So
Yeah,
what they
that's
ask
tight.
you to do is they'll ask you to help them promote in different ways. Go to different YouTube channels
Yeah.
and subscribe to that YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Watch a video, comment on the video, say something positive about Deep Onion.
Yeah.
You know, not spam.
Right.
Not not be an asshole, because that's counterintuitive.
Right, but
So it's
almost like just very simple viral marketing.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
very basic
Understandable.
viral marketing. Go to Facebook polls, make sure you vote for Deep Onion
That's cool.
and all this kind of stuff. And of
Yeah.
course, the whole idea is you don't do it unless you actually want to do it.
Yeah, you don't do it unless you want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's
the payoff is actually pretty good. So the first week, I think I received about 50 Deep Onions.
pretty awesome.
And I think I spent, I'm going to average maybe, I think I spent maybe 3-4 hours of doing tasks in between, in between work, whenever I was on my cell phone, and basically doing the tasks, posting the proof that I had done it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I received, I think, 50 Deep Onions or something, which at the time was like $50.
Cool. Well,
Oh,
Deep,
nice.
Well,
Big
Deep
Bruce
Onion-
is asking. Sorry.
Yeah,
He's
no.
asking what the deep onions and the deep points are used for.
Okay, so Bruce, yeah, so the Deep points every Sunday are tallied up at the website or at the forum, and you are then sent Deep Onions to your Deep Onion wallet, right?
Yeah, the actual cryptocurrency
You're
is what
right.
you're
So that is
about.
money that
Okay.
you're receiving. You're basically getting paid to do viral marketing or to promote,
Yeah.
right? Now, the great thing is that, because I was like, okay, so I got $50 worth of cryptocurrencies, 4 hours of work,
Yeah.
right? That's $12.50 an hour.
Yeah.
It's all right. Hey, I'm getting
Hey,
cryptocurrency.
Hey, it's money that's moving up and down in value. So
Yeah.
the value
Right.
isn't just its value; it's moving up.
Which is exactly what happened. Troll coin, sorry.
Ah,
Freudian slip. Deep Onion is now worth, I went up to $4. Now it's back down to like $2.83 or something like that. Correct
that's
me?
really good to know. Okay.
Which means that the work that I did for $12.50 an hour at that time,
It paid off.
it now tripled. So instead of making $12.50 an hour, I made $40 an hour. Which all of a sudden, getting paid $40 an hour,
That's this $3, he says.
$3. Okay, yeah.
There you
So
go.
so now all of a sudden, running basic tasks of liking YouTube videos, posting comments, and doing this stuff, and you're getting paid
Suddenly now
$40
you're
an
getting
hour.
paid just to surf the net. No?
Right, exactly. Especially if you don't have. Anyway, so that is why Deep Onion has exploded so much, and why it will continue to grow, and why it will be one of those coins that I believe is going to continue to
Revolutionize the industry.
absolutely. And as far as the use case, we've already talked about obviously the document service, the fact that it is an anonymous currency, so you can feel a little bit more secure that you're not being
Yeah.
putting yourself out there as
At
far as your
risk.
IP address and
Yeah.
whatnot. Can you mine for a Deep Onion? Yes, you can mine Deep Onion. I believe the pool is.
Oh, so you're gonna read the compensation plan.
Let's see what we got here.
So what you're saying is there's a compensation plan to be a miner. Okay.
Now, mining Deep Onion has because it got so big. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to. Oh, you know what? We can just Google. I know Young Webs. Deep Onion community pool. So Deep Onion's community pool, you go here, onionpool.youngwebsolutions.com. This is where you can mine Deep Onion. Now, I actually tried mining Deep Onion with a GPU, and you don't get a lot, simply because the difficulty is so high. It uses the X13 algorithm. Now, unfortunately, there are now X13 ASIC miners. An ASIC miner is an application-specific integrated circuit. It is a piece of hardware that is designed to do one thing. In this case, it's a
miner.
A processor that mines the X13 protocol, and it does it really well, a lot more effectively than the graphics card in your computer.
Yeah.
So because of that, and because of the increased the increase of with all the marketing of Deep Onion, of course, a lot of people are wanting to get into it. So you can mine Deep Onion, right? But it's at this point, you're not going to make a huge amount of money. But still, you know what? If you've never mined before, it takes a little bit of digging through tutorials and whatnot. And there is a really good section actually at the Deep Onion what's it called? Forum.
I'm sorry, I just realized what I was looking at as far as the picture of someone pulling the onion.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh. Got it.
Wow.
So you can actually, so there's a mining section, I'm pretty sure.
Scroll down, usually all the way at the bottom. There, mining
talk, right.
Yeah.
So if you go to deeponion.org /community, you scroll down to mining talk, and I'm sure there's an FAQ.
It's usually a sticky.
Yeah, they have active pools and block explorers,
Yeah,
forum mining index. I guess this could be it. Yeah, usually start at the top. Okay, so these are all the threads. And the great thing about this is that when you're mining cryptocurrencies, there is a jungle of bullshit out there. You know, going back to root user and having us add
just the
U-block origin,
yeah.
right? Because there are people who are looking to steal your coins everywhere.
Yeah.
And there are actually cryptocurrency mining software that has malware built into it that steals your hash and gives the hash to someone else.
While we're talking about cryptocurrency, miners are trying to attack other miners right now.
Exactly.
So it's basically
stealing their hash. So these hardware mining threads, you're probably, because the monkey, who's one of the big moderators at Deep Onion, you're going to assume, or you're going to be fairly certain that these links are not going to be just straight up links to, take yo shit at Russia, .edu.
Yeah, .edu.
Yeah.
Educational purposes.
Right.
Wow.
So you can look through these topics.
That's funny.
And and get started.
That's iconic.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Anyway, so. Oh wow. Okay, so this is pretty crazy. So now the deep points everyone accumulates, and then at the end of the week, Sunday, I think is when the payout is.
Yeah.
You basically, depending on how many points you have and how many fractions of points you have, I think I currently have 0.04 or 5 deep points. Now, if you get a whole deep point, that's 2,500 onions, which is $7,500, right?
That's great.
But, I don't know if anyone's actually going to get to 1 deep point in a week. I think most people probably get to 0.2 maybe, max. I don't know. Which is still, a good amount.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it's definitely something to look into. If I assume that most of you guys that are watching right now are into Deep Onion, but I'm gonna stop it right there and see if there's anything else we need to talk about.
All right.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys welcome to
the gov
host topics of discussion. Actually, the one thing I think we should probably close out on, I guess, is probably just the actual exchange rates on where they're at. It's current news as far as cryptocurrency.
Sure. Okay.
That'd be cool. Just to close out.
there's so many numbers. We can go back to CoinMarketCap.
So I guess what we'll do is we'll just throw out real time values, which is, I'm pretty sure, what a lot of you want to know about. And then he's Government is saying that check into Bitcoin futures for next episode.
Oh, hell yeah, dude! So let's talk about that really quickly.
Yeah.
I believe that the reason we've had this huge explosion of Bitcoin value going up now to I think it went up to 19,000 somewhere at some point.
Yeah.
It's back down now to 14,000, 15,000. But there's a lot of stuff brewing in the background here. And I just was contacted by one of my clients in real life who are just who knows I'm into cryptocurrencies and whatnot.
Yeah.
And apparently the whole Bitcoin futures, which is the some kind of Chicago exchange or something like that.
Okay.
They're basically going to start Bitcoin future trading on the traditional markets, exchanges, which allows traditional, investors who wouldn't touch cryptocurrency trading with a burning flaming pole.
Suddenly they now have a stock ticker for cryptocurrency.
Exactly. Now, what everyone is saying is they're going to short the hell out of Bitcoin.
Oh, so make it a bubble.
Yeah, and then they're basically gonna ruin everything and kill it. I don't think that's necessarily gonna happen.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like it can
There
happen.
isn't also a lot of Bitcoin just free flowing. So there's only so much that can be bought and controlled. And I think I could be wrong.
Of course.
But my prediction
speculation, opinions, whatever.
Is that Wall Street is in for a little bit of a surprise. The consensus right now in the general, like if you read newspapers, if you talk to people who are not into cryptocurrencies, the consensus right now is like, you guys just wait, you little crypto noobs that know nothing about nothing. We're gonna wreck you.
Yeah.
Now I mean, it is my prediction that that's not gonna happen.
But what you are saying is that cryptocurrency is here to stay.
Oh, hell yeah, we all know that.
Boom.
That's why we're here. Hell yeah,
that's
man.
the whole reason of this this segment.
Yeah, I mean that is why we're here. That's why we're excited about cryptocurrency. That's why you guys are here watching, and I hope that we have brought you guys even a little bit of opinion and insight,
just
and
shedding some light.
Even if we didn't give you any new information, because all of this stuff that we've talked about is stuff that you can very easily find on the internet with simple Google searches. Just staying safe. If nothing, if we're just a voice in the background while you're doing something else that you can.
So be it.
So be it. But we're happy to be here, and we're going to be here next Friday.
Yeah.
And hopefully grow, and hopefully we'll have more people and more questions and more topics.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Tell your grandma.
Read it. Yeah. Tell your grandma. Tell the baby boomers.
And we'll shill her some troll coin.
Yeah. We'll throw her some troll coins so she can knit more. Or
so of course, thank you. The one way I can thank you guys for being here and watching is
you got troll coins.
You got troll coins. Is giving you guys a little bit of my project.
Gift. Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna tip you guys some troll coin. It is real money. You guys can just check out Troll Coin Bot on Twitch. Just Twitch.com/trollcoinbot, twitch.tv/trollcoinbot. It is a cryptocurrency tipping bot that lives on Twitch. It lives in every channel that allows it to.
It lives in your grandma's iPhone.
And the use case is it allows instantaneous troll coin transfers between Twitch users on any channel that uses it. So I'm going to tip you guys out, and then we're going to say goodnight, and then we'll be back here next Friday.
Yeah, man. Good seeing you guys. Government, Crypto Master, Vast DL, Big Bruce.
I mean, it's always fun to have them come over for Monday night fights. Bet all your troll coins,
Yeah.
Have a little fun.
You Black Origin.
Yeah. Thank you, Black Origin. You Block Origin. I mean, Adblock. I mean, all these. I mean, I'm pretty sure next week someone's gonna bring up the topic of just different programs, different tips, just like a root user was talking about. We have different tips and tricks on how
better our security.
Yeah, how to secure your Wi-Fi network, or how to make sure that you can disable updates on your Windows 10.
The best way to secure your Wi-Fi network is to not have one.
Holy crap! Well, there you go. I mean, see, these are just things that we're talking about, and the more people know about it, I think the more we're riding a wave. We see a wave coming in the distance, and we are prepared to ride it. So hopefully, you guys are too. Yeah.
Hope I'm not running out of trolls here.
Yeah. I mean, if you guys, yeah, I mean, also what we would also help for us would also be constructive criticism, even some things that you like to see, some things that you didn't like, just whatever. Let us know. This whole thing is for you guys.
Yep.
All right. If I haven't tipped you out some trolls and I've missed you, just make yourself known in chat, and I will make sure to tip your username.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we'll be back, of course, non-crypto related stuff, at least for the most part. Every
Yeah.
Monday night, we run a Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo online tournament.
Yeah, sure you can.
Sure, you can open to everyone in Northern America, which is Canada, USA, and Mexico. And yeah. Big Bruce. Yeah, so troll coins on the bot are attached to your Twitch account via a database on the Trollcoin bot server. You then interact with that server using your Twitch account. So your balance is secured by your Twitch login because only you can
Prevent forest fires. I'm joking. Sorry.
forest
Dude,
fires.
you are on fire.
Can,
Yeah.
because only you can tell the bot that you are you. I cannot, say,
right.
I can't have access to your username basically.
Yeah.
And then you can send those trolls. You can withdraw them from the bot to, let's say, Blue Trade or to your Trollcoin wallet and all that. So it goes back and forth. So, Big Bruce, you're not bugging.
You're not
We
bugging
we
us.
love questions, and
Yeah.
we
love
hope we
to
can answer them.
interact.
Sentient Program, you're late, bro. Sentient Program, by the way, is the first guy to buy a pizza with Trollcoin, in the spirit of that guy who bought that Bitcoin pizza. So. Anyway, but no, it's 9:52. I know it's early, but we really weren't planning on doing this for more than.
This was way too long, but this
Yeah.
is beta. This is in its beta stages.
Yeah.
So eventually, we're gonna have some really cool background stuff. We're gonna have like lasers and
Lasers, pointers, more organized stuff. We'll
Yeah.
have topics. We'll stick to the topics.
Yeah, we'll stick to the topics.
and all that kind of stuff. So,
And then we'll interact. We'll have some kind of structure to this, but this is beta. So
yeah. So
thank you. Good seeing you guys.
have a good night and
Stay in school.
Oh, by the way, I need to give. Okay, so this guy. Oh, by the way, please follow follow me on Twitter. You have all the links right here. Social. So these are my personal social links. Follow me there, and I put out the word for the community at large to create a logo for our show.
Yeah.
Which, thanks to Mr. Brian Molina, who came up with the Troll Alt Delete
It
name.
works.
And I said, hey, can you guys create a logo for Troll Alt Delete? By the way, the reason I think Troll Alt Delete works so well as a name for this show is because, of course, Control Alt Delete is what you do when you reboot your computer.
Yeah.
And I like to think of this show as a way for people to reboot their brain into understanding more about money in a different way. You're basically having to relearn what you know about money and how it's used and all that kind of stuff.
And the beauty of crypto.
And the beauty of crypto. And of course, it's called Troll Alt Delete because we are trollers at heart. We're the good kind of trolls, though.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
the
no.
ones that give you money.
Yes, they're giving money. We love trolling, and the reason, by the way, just very quickly, why I'm into trolling and Trollcoin is because this is Twitch, and Twitch has rampant number of trolls, and we love trolls because
all
they are
below
just
the age of 20.
all below the age of 20.
All below
but you
the
know
age
what?
of 20. Yeah.
They're just souls that want attention, and we're here to give that to them.
And that's
So.
exactly what we'll do.
Yeah.
Keep it PG-30 though.
What?
Keep it PG-30.
That's funny. All right. Well, I guess
I did miss the opportunity to say Troll Alt Delete, but we're saying it now, and we thank you guys for
Triforce
watching.
Delete. All right. Bye,
We'll
guys.
have a good jingle
Yeah.
aside from just this one.
Wait.
Goodbye, everyone.